friends, welcome back everyone, welcome back to another week, another edition of the Sparkling Tuna Cup. I almost said ESL of Asia. Sparkling Tuna Cup number 40, the final Sparkling Tuna Cup of the year. Oh, it is good to be back once again. Again, our bi-weekly event open to all regions, open to all races, open to all leagues. It has been quite some time. Last time, of course, we were live with the SC2 Community Open Cup, so now we're back with our final Tuna Cup of 2023. It's been a long year. Been 40 editions of this event, and now we are back. We are here in the top left-hand corner of Hardlead. We have the red Protoss player representing CSO Esports, the Ukrainian Protoss. It is Rostok. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player representing the Platinum Heroes. Going for, I believe, yeah, pull first. It is Viva from the land of the UK. Here we go. But yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be back here with the Sparkling Tuna Cup once again, for the last time of the year. We said it before, but we do plan on making a couple of adjustments leading into 2024 when it comes to our own events. So stay tuned for those announcements for what is to come. Oh my god, as we do go for a pull first into a hatchery across the map, a proxy hatch at that. Immediately we do see a second gateway being thrown down, Cybercore as well. Rostok is going to be delaying his expansion here and taking this very seriously. Lings are on the way, bearing in mind that this hatchery is a little bit delayed, more later than usual, and the Lings are going to be spotted by this probe. So we know that we're in a little bit of danger here, as Lings should be zooming across the map. And their goal, to try and knock down this wall. This pylon looking a little bit vulnerable. A Zealot is already out. We don't have a second Zealot on the way, which is a little bit concerning. Nexus is thrown down, and again, those things are on the way. Zealot, yeah, we have to pull off of that hatchery, which means we're going to have this hatchery finishing. It looks like we should have enough DPS or should have enough HP here to survive, to get this up and running. Shield battery is on the way. The Lings, they are soon to arrive, but it looks like we have spotted the shield battery, and the Lings, they back the hell off. Oh, hello, Mr. Tuna. Mr. Dongwon, if you will. Adept has arrived, which means it looks like we should be canceling the space with the Lings turning back around. We shouldn't be committing here to this hatchery as... Oh, never mind. We're going to allow it to finish, and Lings are in production. So I'm a little bit perplexed, just because I would have assumed that these Lings here would have joined up with the Lings being morphed into the natural base, and we would have tried to like focus on the shield battery or try to break through in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, last EVA, he is still making Lings, yes, but more to be annoying and scouting, and yeah, unfortunately not going to be able to delay that expansion for too much longer. A little bit misplaced, wasn't quite able to pull that off, as the Lings are going to be hunted down. They're going to try and get a scout off, and do we get into the main? We do! Barely do slip into the main base. We got eyes on the Stargate follow-up here by Rostok, and Eva, he's going to have to try and deal with this. Not just deal with this, but also try and minimize losses back at home. Queens are on the way. We have 2 queens, 1 in each base for the time being. Hatchery taking a lot of damage already. If we can do the queen does spread creep though, I guess. I mean, okay. So theorizing a little bit here. What we can do in this position, because we do have creep available and it is slowly being spread, the queen did go down. We can actually spread creep to make it so that we actually can't throw down any more shield batteries here at the natural. So we could try to commit to an all-in. Like, Lings are on the way, but we're droning alongside it. No Roach Warren, so... yeah, a little bit of mixed signals here. As another queen is made, and this queen should be shut down. We try to throw down a tumor, but it should be focused down as well. Up! Oh my god, this queen is going to be stuck for a moment. And can we focus it down? Up! We should be able to. Yeah, we do get the tumor. Do get the tumor in the end. What am I watching? What am I watching right now? As the creep is being cleaned up, and yeah, I mean, I guess the Oracle was forced to spend its energy back at home for the revelation. This hatchery is going to go down, and Eba back at home is going to be droning. Hold on, I need to... I'm just taking a sip. Just trying to let it all sink in, Bobby. Hatchery goes down. These broodlings, they won't be able to achieve too much. Okay, so like, I'm just so confused as to the purpose of this build. Again, the proxy hatchery didn't really achieve too much. Didn't force the workers off the mineral line because it wasn't really blocking the base. And we clean up the creep, and I think Rostok is just the head. He's like, I think he's just is looking pretty here on 2-base saturation. We have a third on the way at the same time as a third of the Zerg player, which is something you never want to see. Lings have arrived, but we have 3 Adepts. Like, these Lings, they aren't going to be able to achieve too much. Rostock is looking to be in a pretty good position. He's looking fine here. Behind this, we have a follow-up. It's going to be a Twilight Council on a 4. Should be +1 and Blink. Checking the vision of Eba as the Oracles, they get into the middle line. No Spore, by the way. Eba cutting some corners. It's going to be 6 dead workers here at the natural base, and he did see the follow-up tech, so Eba, he's aware of what comes next, which again should be Blink. And Eba should soon be committing into a Roach Warren. No, never mind. That's going to be an Evo Chamber, so potentially Eba may try to go Ling Hydra instead, which wouldn't be a bad option, all things considered. Meanwhile, the Adepts, they make their way across the map. They're going to be threatening a shade. They do commit into the natural. Oh, they get in. Decent target firing. 1 drone goes down. Ling's going to try to keep up, and we'll shut down both of these Adepts at least. But the Oracles, they're not done. There's still no Spore. Still no Spore Crawler. 4 more drones go down at the third. Ay. I'm afraid to look at how many have fallen in total. 10. Okay, it could have been worse. 10 workers going down so far. What's scary is that the Oracles are still up and running. That's the scary thing. We can always go back in for even more damage. Behind this, we're going for our transition into Blink at the +1. And we have our next tech of choice. It is going to be Colossus. Colossus production on the horizon here for Rostock. There's the second roadbow as well. So a very tech-heavy style. With this Blink timing, we can maybe push out. We do have a decent amount of gateways, 6 gates in total. We could try to be a little bit assertive. Outside of that, we should be just focusing on saturation. As Yorkers, they find a couple more transferring workers. That's going to be 4 dead drones here. Ay. 4 more dead workers at the third. It's going to be 14 in total. Things, they do threaten a counter attack. They go for a surround, but we have good force fields. Very nicely done here by Rostock. Shield battery a little bit out of range. The sentries are going to be going down here. We are out of range of the overcharge. Another Stalker did fall. But was that really worth it? That was 1 Stalker and 1 sentry for a big chunk of Lings. And we're still not done. The Spore is still not here. No, like, there we go. Now we have a Spore on the way at the 4th base. Despite that, too late, we wreak havoc here. We get how many more drones? 5 more. 21, 19. Not quite 21. Ay. And from here, we can hit a double Colossus timing. So usually you want to wait for 4 Colossi, but because of how much damage we've dealt, because of how heavily Eba has to resaturate his bases, as the Lings are going for a bit of a counterattack, and we should be able to cancel. We cancel that 4th base. Do cancel that 4th. We get a kill in the pylon as well. As again, because of so much damage being done, I think we could maybe even push out with these first 2 Colossi instead of waiting for the 3rd and 4th. We'll see. We'll see how Rostock does approach this. As he's going to be moving on the right-hand side. Again, behind this, Eba still hyper-committed to mass Ling and not really investing too heavily into anything else. No Roaches, no Hydras, just pure Ling. Now, this usually leads into Ling Ultra, and a Hive is on the way. Eba been able to drone up to 77, going for a big surround. Oh, Sage Trap will not finish. And a massive catch here, pushing out without any Colossi. Oh, and so many Stalkers go down. I was expecting we would push out with 2 Colossi. We pushed out with 0. And just like that, Rostock gets punished so hard. How many workers just went down? How many Stalkers just went down? 11 Stalkers. Half the Stalker count. And now this army is that much less threatening. Get Mass Ling Bane on the way. There's that Ultra Cavern as we spoke about earlier. Okay, this is just Ling Bane into Ultra. Stalkers are once again almost getting caught out. Yeah, and Rostock, he did just lose a lot of momentum. Like, that was a big blow to his army. Now he has to back off, rebuild, resaturate. Gonna try to pick up a couple of queens here and there, but the Lings are here to punish that, to force that back. Now, by the time we get the 3rd and 4th Colossus out, what do we have to work with? Still just Ling Bane, Ultra Cavern. Even if it finishes, we still have to wait for upgrades. We have to wait for Kindness Plating and Ultra Speed. The Ultras themselves take quite some time to make, to produce. So Rostock still has a window. He still has a window where he can make something happen here. Still waiting for that fourth Colossus. There we go. We are pushing. Trying to at least. Again, still chilling back at home with these Colossi. We're going to be taking up into Archons and Chargelots. Big counterattack. He is going to get caught by a stasis. The Colossi are in position. Very much so. It's like we can maybe catch a couple of these cannons. Cannons are being picked up before, so recall. Oh my god. Right out of position. 10 workers go down in the blink of an eye. That's a lot of damage being dealt. 10 workers lings. Once again, they hit that center base. Eba trying to pull apart Rostock. Eba has maxed out. The Ultras, they've arrived. Vipers are on the way. That's a good way to shut down these Colossi. Here we go. Rostock is going to be pushing forward finally, but it feels like this push may just be too little too late. I mean, there's still a lot of potential, don't get me wrong. Like the Colossi, the Archons, they do well against Lings. But it's not just about the Lings anymore. Now it's about the Ultras. So Eba, he can still pull this off. At the same time, 29 probes did go down across the map. We're looking for the engage. We're diving on forward here, trying to close that distance. We do yoink one of the Colossus, but we're running out of steam. We're running out of Lings. The Colossus does barely go down. And now it's Ultras against Colossus. When it looks like the Ultras are breaking on through, they take down 2 Colossi, and Eba, he's fighting back. He's cleaning this up, just barely forces us back, and we're down to 1. We're down to 1 Colossus remaining. Behind this, ooh, this Zealot counterattack did do a lot of damage. 13 drones went down here at the 4th base. Rostock breaking on through, getting on top of this mineral line. But his army is lacking. Still has that 1 Colossus, and he's gonna get surrounded. Oh god. Barely does get saved. But it does go down in the end. And Rostock, he's running out of steam, running out of units. Had a good start, don't get me wrong. Had a very nice start. But it feels like he did miss his window of opportunity. Again, there was that one big moment where he lost 11 Stalkers and his sentries. When Rostock did overextend, did kind of come in prematurely, and with that, Eba was able to take control of the game. Ultras waddling on in. The central base is going to be going down. The 3rd base as well. And there's just nothing here. There's 1 Immortal. There's a couple of Archons. Oh no. 1 Archon goes down. And GG is going to get called. Eba taking game number 1. Whew. GG. GG. Well played. Eba does take the first game, though. Not the easiest game, though. It was a little bit back and forth. Things got a little bit rowdy. They kind of got a little bit rowdy between our players here. And in the end, Eba was able to bring it back. But Rostock definitely had his moments as well. And I want to believe that we can force an ace match here. I want to believe that we can go all the way to game number 3. But it's not going to be on me. It's going to be on... It's going to be on Rostock. As we are getting things ready, as we're getting things set up. On-site Delta. Game number 2. Meanwhile, I hope everyone has been enjoying themselves. Hope everyone has been having a great weekend. We've been quite busy here. Like I'm still a little bit drained from casting yesterday, from covering the DreamHack Atlanta ESL Masters Winter. It was, haven't been able to sleep amazingly, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll be fine. I do think that because today we have 2 broadcasts. We're covering Sparkling Tuna Cup, and we're also covering an event later on, the Euro Cup, the finals of the Euro Cup, right after this. But I think I'm just gonna go straight to bed afterwards. I don't know if I can stay off a DreamHack. I don't know. It's, oh my god, it's just been intense weekend of StarCraft. It's been quite a bit. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of side Delta, we have the red Protoss player representing CSO Esports from the land of Ukraine. It is Rostock. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Eva. Eva. But from here, we are going to be, settling into this. Eva going to be going for a hatch gas pool. Going to be going for a hatch gas pool opener. Standard opener here this time from Eva. Thankfully, remember the initial opener was a little bit lackluster. It left a little bit to be desired when it came to going for the hatch block, because it wasn't even a hatch block. It was weird. It wasn't a hatch block. It wasn't like a hatchery as a part of the wall either. It was just there. It was like I was so baffled by what was happening before my eyes. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, I guess we have a hatchery here, and I guess it's going down, and I guess it's not worth it. And I don't think it was worth it in the end. But you know, Eva was able to come back. Rostock overextending at times, and yeah, we were able to finish up that first game with a win for Eva. But where do we go from here? For now, again, a much more standard opener from our Zerg player. Likewise, Rostock can also get into his own opener as well. I imagine that Stargate play into Oracles, but we'll see. We'll see kind of what our first tech choice is going to be once the Cybercore finishes up, once the natural base is underway. Oh, meanwhile, oh, wait, what? Why didn't it show up? A big shout to Phaser in the chat, Phaser213, for half a year. Oh my god, thank you so much for subscribing. 6 months in a row, half a year. Thank you. Thank you so much. I do apologize for some reason, unless I missed it. Yeah, the notification didn't go off in game. So I do apologize for that, but thank you. Thank you for resubscribing. Hope you enjoy your emotes. Hope you enjoy your replay packs as well. Join our Discord. Thank you. Thank you. As we are going for a Twilight Council opener instead. Again, this pylon is a little bit closer to the chest here, closer to the main base, so we're going for something a little more aggressive. Now, we are staying in gas. We are staying in gas in the main base, so this looks like a Dark Shrine opener. I'm feeling DTs, but we'll see, because there's no robo with this. There is no robo. We're throwing down additional gateways. It's going to be 3 gates in total. Show us what you got, because I'm curious. I am curious. This is looking like 3-gate glaives. This is looking, yeah, there we go. This is looking like 3-gate glaives. This is going to be leading into a third base. This is a variation without a robotics facility here, so there's no warp prism to reinforce. You just warp in adepts here back at home. Because it's only 3 gateways, it's very minimal commitment, and we should be using those spare resources to expand into a faster third. That's what at least should be happening. There we go, third base is on the way. Meanwhile, we have a safety roach warren here from Eva. He has recognized, of course, that Warp Gate was not delayed. Recognized it's not a Stargate opener, so we have a sub 4-minute roach warren. Again, very safe play here from Eva. He will have roaches in time for the adepts, and he should be fine. He should be able to survive against this. Again, it's a very minimal commitment to glaive adepts. Lings are on the way, roaches soon thereafter. Adepts have been spotted. But he does turn back around. Means are going to be rotating between the bases, spreading as best we can. Lings as well. We are going to be threatening these queens, and there's not enough energy for transitions. Can we get a queen? Oh! After do come into the shade, Lings were lying in wait, though. We will focus down some of these drones. 3 workers will go down. But only 3, and so far a good defense here by Eva. 3 workers, these are acceptable losses for our Zerg player, and now we can go for a big counterattack. Do we have anything at home to defend? We do have 2 sentries, so we can counterattack and we can force out some force fields. Behind this, Rostock is transitioning. We are going for an even stronger gateway. Wait, what? 5 gates on the way. We have an Immortal in production. That's going to be 8 gates in total. And we bust through into the natural base. The Stalker goes down. The Lings, they flood on in as well. The gateways, they're not done yet. We can only warp in 3 units at a time. Good hold position micro here in the mineral line. Probes are falling. And this is getting out of control. This is getting too far out of hand. This should not have happened. And we get a full scout. We get eyes on the rest of the gateways. We got eyes on the lack of upgrade on the Twilight Council, which is a little bit more peculiar here. As Lings, they get another probe in the main. 11 in total. Ay, ay, ay. 11 workers do go down. And with that, Eva, he's in a commanding position. He's ahead in economy. Oh, my apologies. He's up 1-0. My apologies for not fixing that. He's ahead in this. He's ahead in economy. He's ahead when it comes to army as well. And yeah, Rostock is going to have to just try to commit. Just going to be doubling down here. Looking like an Immortal Sentry all in. Very Soul Train-esque. There we go. 4 more sentries on the way. No saturation whatsoever here at the 3rd base. It's just all or nothing for Rostock. One way or another, he either kills Iba or Iba holds. Survives. And Rostock dies trying. Here we go. Rostock going to be sending everything across the map. Again, he does have a War Prison to reinforce. It is on the way. Soon to meet up with the main army. Things, they do get eyes on the move outs. And what do we have at home to defend? We have a handful of roaches, a handful of ravagers, spine crawlers are repositioning, the queens are being brought forward as well. A pretty solid line of defense, not gonna lie. The prism! No! Ooh, does avoid the biles. Just barely. Decent force, good force fields here, just walling off the army. Dealing with all these Lings to begin with. We do get a warp in. Adepts, they have arrived. Oh, we do catch a queen. That was a lot of sentries though for only a single queen. Not quite worth it there for Rostock. Does get maybe a roach as well. Meanwhile, the army is amassing. More ravagers are on the way. And we are running out of force field energy. That's the scary thing. We have a couple more left. Oh, I think we have 1 or 2 more remaining. Wile's going to be connecting, and there's just not a lot of DPS here. The sentries, they don't really add too much. And it looks like Iba, he's breaking through this army. Getting on top of the sentries, getting on top of the Immortal. And Iba, he will completely shut this down. Again, the Ling counterattack sealed the deal. It didn't just deal economic damage, but it also scattered everything in the main base. It confirmed the all-in. That's why we threw down spine crawlers. It's why Iba did cut workers here at 55. Aware that all he had to do was survive. And now we can drone. Now, Iba, he can chill. Rostock is forced back. Rostock with barely an economy here. He's going for a Robotics Bay, a Hail Mary play, most likely for Disruptors. Colossi can have their place as well, but, you know, high risk, high reward at this point. The Immortal juggling its heart out. Good control from Rostock not losing it. But last, I don't know if Rostock can hold on to this base. We do have a couple of force fields. But the Lings, there's no shield battery, no overcharge. The sentries are going down. The final force field was thrown down as well. Eva is running out of steam. He's losing his roaches. His ravage is looking a little bit exposed. But he's able to break through the gateway army nonetheless. Shield batteries are soon to finish. But they do go down immediately. And again, we're still running out of our buffer zone, so Ravagers are getting picked up, but regardless, we are doing enough damage. We're trading well enough as well. The Biles, they connect. As Rostock is going to be able to chase this back. Behind this, Iba, he's been able to drone up to 67. Remember, he cut workers at 55 for the previous defense. Now he's droning up to 67. Focusing on his Roach Ling production. He's got Baneling speed on the way, +1 range as well, so this should be Ling Bane Roach Ravager as the composition of choice. Rostock still just trying to stumble his way into the mid game. I assumed it would be Disruptor, but no, it's going to be Colossus. It's not a bad choice here, but again, just because of the deficit that Rostock has, if we were to imagine a way to come back in this game, a Colossus doesn't quite cut it. Not one, at least. But yeah, we're going to need a lot more where that came from. lots more. As Eva is going to be knocking down these rocks, getting ready to push out. Here we go, Eva on the cusp of maxing out here at 174 supply. We got roaches, we got lings, we got banelings, plus on range about to kick in a couple of seconds. And now then we can go for the kill. We're also trying to get this fourth base up and running. If he can somehow survive this, then he can recover economically by taking this fourth. This is true. But he has to survive. That's easier said than done. Even with good force fields, the problem is all these Ravagers. Even if the force fields are thrown down, we can file them down and connect anyway. As if on cue, there we go, the force fields, they get knocked down. GG gets called, the Baileys, they crash into the mineral line, and Eva will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Ooh. And congratulations to Eva as he does take the series 2-0. That was a close one, though. Again, game one could have very much so been in favor of Rostock. We could have seen an ace match there. Big shout out to Rostock, though. Again, he did pose quite a threat to Eva. Here in game two, a little bit less so. Eva was a little bit more in control, but game one definitely had his moments. And with that, Eva will advance on into the rest of the tournament. And we can take this moment to go over the bracket itself. Exclamation mark B. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourself here, as we can go over some of these updates. Oh, and we have quite a number of them. We have Eba, of course, taking down Rostock 2-0. He has an opponent ready waiting. It is going to be Eba versus Cristiano in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, oh, my condolences, Micah was unable to compete tonight. He was unable to be a part of our last Sparkling Tuna Cup. Feels bad, man. We were told that apparently Micah is spending time with family, so unable to compete, unable to play tonight. Did give the walkover to Lily B, and that means we do have our next rounds beginning here. We have Honmono taking down Dave Letos, taking down Dave Letos 2-0, and is up against Lily B in the quarterfinals. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Middle VK taking down Jomek 2-0. Impressive, very impressive performance there by Middle VK. He's been doing quite well for himself these most recent weeks. So Middle advances on to face off against Nice in the next round. Nice, of course, the best Protoss or the best player in all of Taiwan. So that's going to be a very high-profile PvP. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Nikic versus Azura. That's a pretty spicy one as well. I'm definitely keeping my eyes on those two players. Big shout out to both Nikic and Azura. They both competed in the Euro Cup yesterday, and the Euro Cup is finishing later on tonight. So yeah, they're competing there at least as well. Not quite in the Euro Cup anymore, but really strong players from the European region. But of course, we know where we're going, as I should also update it here on the bracket. Eba, of course, is going to be facing off against Cristiano up next. Up next on this channel. Cristiano, for those who maybe aren't aware, is one of the best Protoss players in Poland. I say one of the best. Cristiano, Geralt, Mana, they all are a little bit interchangeable. Art as well. They're all interchangeable with each other. One week or another, one player will look stronger, one player will look a little bit weaker. You know, they go back and forth. They do go back and forth when it comes to series. And yeah, it's I would say that Cristiano is the favored player here to take the entire tournament. Now, he is at times knocked down by some of these other big names. You know, we've seen Night Phoenix take down Cristiano. We've seen as I'm just going to be setting things up. What was I saying? But yeah, Cristiano, he has been knocked down by Night Phoenix in the past, or by Micah. I think we've even seen Eba take down Cristiano once before as well. So Cristiano, he's not untouchable, but still the favorite player. I would say that he is the one that player is going to be looking to bring down. Even Honmono. It was last week, sorry, 2 weeks ago, where we casted Cristiano versus Honmono. And they went all the way to the ace match. They went all the way to game 5. It was wild. It was a really fun series. I highly recommend checking it out. Cristiano versus Honmono. It was beautiful. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was during the SC2. Was it during the Community Cup? Community Cup 142. It was yeah. It was Community Cup 142. This was last week. Last week, Cristiano versus Honmono went all the way to the ace match. Did not disappoint. So again, you know, Cristiano, he's not infallible. He's not untouchable, and we'll see if anyone can make him bleed this week. Can anyone stop him? We'll see. For now, though, looks like our players are currently conducting their vetoes, and we are going to be going on a short break. Going to be going on a short break. When we return, we will have our next series here. Oh, never mind. We have our lobby. We have our lobby here. I do need a moment to set things up, and I'm a little bit concerned. Uh-oh. Hold on. God damn it. Okay. Well, Eva, typically a Zerg player, but he is going to be switching his race over to something a little bit different here. Here in our second series, it is going to be Eva versus Cristiano, but Eva is going to be playing as Protoss. Oh boy. Eva is switching into Protoss. He's not playing as a Zerg. I'm shaking my head. Those who are curious, Eva, he's the youngest GM. I think he was like 12 years old when he hit GM, or maybe 11. Very, very young. And yeah, he's also been dabbling in other races on his stream. He does stream on Twitch from time to time. He was streaming yesterday, and he's been playing Terran. He's been playing even Protoss as well. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have our Polish Protoss player, our red Protoss representing Team Blazer. It is Cristiano. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes from the land of the UK. It is Eva. Eva. Ay. Catch him with Shad. Hello, Frost, Pikachu. I see Pikachu as well. Shad to Neo Gist Emperor, Fubu, Baby Ling, Soundo. Bienvenidos. Easy Phil. Ahí están. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Wormsick. Dzień dobry. Very impressive by them, or very unimpressive by Miyamika Lair. 99.0. I mean, that's it. On the one hand, it's impressive because, you know, Miyamika is one of the players that can bring down Cristiano in this tournament. Like, he's the best player in all of Southeast Asia. So, with Miyamika going down to Lily, it's over, Poppy. It's over. But I mentioned before, Miyamika again. Unfortunately, did have to forfeit. Did have some plans with his family, and unfortunately couldn't quite make it here to the event. Unfortunately, but regardless, we're getting here into our next best of 3 into a PvP. Potentially the first of many. There's a lot of Protoss players down there in the lower half of the brackets. Plenty to look forward to. Us. But now the Probe Scouts are upon us. We do have 2 gate openers here from Eva, a 2 gate opener from Cristiano as well. Cristiano going double Stalker. We have Eva going Stalker Adept. Interesting choice here. Okay, so a little bit middle of the road from Eva. Double Stalker, of course, can win out in a head-to-head fight, and we'll have a little bit of a stronger trade. Meanwhile, Double Adept is designed to get economic damage done across the map. This is kind of, again, looking to get some scouting information with the Adept shading out. And looking to clean up any kind of probe that may be out on the map. For the time being, I believe Cristiano is not aware of the first 2 units. He's racing back home. Sentry is on the way. Stalkers are moving out, so they're going to be missing the Adept here of Eva. So Eva does hug the edge of the map. Cristiano looking for any stray units. It looks like he will come across that Adept. So again, it's a way to threaten the shade, but not to commit. See Adept. Oh, takes a lot of hits and is gonna have to commit to the shade though. And can we save the Adept? Once again, gonna try to shade away. We split up the Stalkers. One will chase, the other will not. And this Adept is not long for this world. It's gonna go down. Aye. The Adept will fall. Behind this, we have our tech of choice. It's going to be Blink. We have expanded and gone for a Twilight Council will Blink. Meanwhile, Eva, going for his own later expansion here, did go for a bit of a later Twilight Council as well. So Eva does feel like he is just slightly one step behind here. As the host nation comes in, and Cristiano will see everything. He sees the delayed Twilight Council. He sees a bit of a later Nexus as well. So he's going to be feeling pretty good about his situation. Cristiano in, again, a slightly better spot. Only slightly. Only slightly. SC2 greater than family. He doesn't have priorities. Ah, smooch. Also, are you crazy? How old was Clem when he hit GM? Older than Eva. Do you know that? Clem he was old when he hit GM. Smooch. But what I was gonna say? Oh yeah, someone was asking if we even cast like bronze players. But yeah, yo, showcase how slowly bronze, silver, gold players. I mean, we used to host amateur events. We used to host tournaments for bronze to diamond players. We used to host them in like 2017, 2018, 2019. I think we stopped like 2021-ish. Like we did it for quite some time. But over time, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work running events for like diamond players and lower, just because you have to vet them. Like, you have to vet players, you have to make sure there's minimal games being played, make sure there's no smurfing. There were some occasions where someone would try to slip in and try to skirt to the rules and you know, try to sneak in like as a Masters player or something like that. Or sometimes someone they don't want to be malicious, but like maybe they get demoted to Diamond and like, oh yeah, I'm still Diamond. And yeah, it's just a lot of work. As the Stalkers, they have arrived. Cristiano, he does have the advantage here. The Concave, though, in favor of Eva. So far, the Blinks looking quite good, and this is bringing me back here to a couple of weeks ago. Eva's Blink Stalker control is impressive. It is pretty damn impressive. He's able to hold on. I remember we were casting a PvP between Eva and... oh, who's his opponent? Eva and Geralt? Was it Geralt? Where Eva was actually able to have some damn impressive control and able to actually turn fights in his favor. He's going to be backing up. Cristiano taking his third base. Again, Cristiano still has a slightly better economy. Working towards our next transition. It's going to be charge, +1 on the way. Faster +1 for Cristiano. There's going to be a window where he has the upgraded advantage over his opponents, over Eva. Here comes that hallucination. As we do catch some of these hallucinations, Cristiano looking to get further ahead by taking a fourth base. And yeah, we're going to be just calming things down for a moment as we build up our production, build up our economies. Fourth now been taken here by Eva. And no major differences. Looking at the unit count here, Eva does have the slight Stalker lead, but you know, it's soon about to change. And once Zealots kind of come into the mix, it does change the dynamic of these fights. Zealots, they do an amazing job at tanking shots here from your opponent's Stalkers. So far, no one has taken up into Immortal production or Archon production. Still just purely Gateway armies, purely Stalkers, as well as Charge Lots. Oof. Eva does end up bleeding out one of those Stalkers, is forced out. I remember the good old Bronze to Diamond tournament days. Oh, the Terran Lord, Papi. Terran Lord, let's go. It's been so long. Papi. It was like it was yesterday. Good times. As Cristiano is going to be pushing here on the right-hand side. Now with reinforcements, now with a Warp Prism, and here we go. The Zealots are on the way. +1 is done for both players. Again, army counts are looking pretty comparable, but Cristiano, he has a massive lead when it comes to those Zealots. He does close the distance, focuses down the shield battery. Overcharge was popped for a moment, but the shield battery does go down. And you can see Cristiano just snowballing out of control. He has the larger army, has the better concave as well. Yeah, macro-wise, Eba did just fall behind. It was like 20 Zealots to like 10. And the Zealots of Cristiano still breaking on through, and it looks like we should be able to break this space as well. The shield battery is out of energy. As I say that, Cristiano is going to be forced back. We have a warp in. The prism. Oh, the warp in will not finish. If it did, that could have been it. That could have been game. But as these armies are fighting, as they're clashing, 14 workers go down. The mineral line is annihilated. Cristiano, he cripples the economy of Eba, and he still breaks through with his main army as well. Didn't even have everyone fighting. Didn't even have everyone on the front line here. As it looks like it's just too much. We even warped in these Zealots from across the map. GG gets called, and Cristiano will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A solid game there out of Cristiano. Nothing too fancy. There was like a couple of skirmishes here and there, but it all came down to that one push. Again, Cristiano, he did just have the slight economic lead for almost the entirety of that game. That did end up leading into just additional warp-ins, additional gateways, additional production, a larger army. It was pretty cut and dry there towards the end, and Cristiano, he will take a lead. And Eba has to commit. He has to commit here to his Protoss. Has to commit to the PvP. Can we make some magic happen? Can we pull this off? I'm here for it. I am here for it, as game number 2 is going to be on Golden Ore. Let's go. Let us go. We are loading into that second game. Can we get an ace match? Personally, I do hope so. I do hope we can get there. I want to believe. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Ore, we have the player currently leading the series 1-0, representing Team Blazer. It is the Polish Protoss player. It is Cristiano. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue, usually Zerg, but now Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Eba. Here we go. And again, I guess what's impressive is that Eba, he hasn't been trying to cheese his opponent out or do anything crazy out of the norm. He's been playing straight up, playing macro oriented here against Cristiano. Can he pull it off though? Can he do it? Protoss 1? Must be all PvP unwinnable, Papi. Unwinnable. True. As we're settling into this PvP, once again going to be a 2-gate opener here from Eba, likewise 2 gateways from Cristiano as well. We'll see what kind of units we do start with. Again, from Eba, it was very uncommitted, going for the Stalker Adept opener instead of the typical double Stalker or double Adept. So we'll see if he commits to that. We'll see if he's a little bit more aggressive. The rush distance by ground on Golden Ore is a little bit shorter, so we can maybe take advantage of that if we did want to be a little more assertive. But we'll see. We shall see. As Probe Scout is going to be coming in. Just getting a scout of the main base. And of course, just making sure that the second pylon is where it should be. And there is no second pylon because it is out on the map. Eba going for a fake proxy pylon. Trying to get into the mind of Cristiano. And Cristiano with the second pylon in his main base. So Cristiano, he's aware that the pylon is missing. But will he take the bait? I mean, I feel like you kind of have to. You have to go on the prowl, go on the hunt. There it is, Cristiano coming back out with that probe. No fear though. Okay, so he's going to be scouting. He's going to be checking here the northern half of the map. Unfortunately, the pylon was thrown down here at the third base location. And again, it is a fake proxy pylon. It is just designed to throw Cristiano off and to force him to maybe overthink things and maybe overreact, be overly defensive. Behind this, yep, Stalkers are going to be checking nearby, just making sure that there is no pylon next to the bases. As we do still go for the expansion, and we are going double sentry behind this. With these sentries, we'll get confirmation. We will be able to confirm that Eba is in fact expanding, is teching, and is getting into the mid-game. Oh, Cristiano, though, responding very hard, actually, going for the Robo. Those that are curious, this Robo opener is very defensive. If he were up against a one-base all-in, Cristiano will be able to shut it down with Immortal production. Shield battery is on the way, so yeah, just very safe play here from Cristiano. He is getting ready for an all-in when Eba's expanding. We should soon be seeing Hallucination. And as a result, because Cristiano is reacting in this way, and I don't blame him at all, it makes plenty of sense, but because he's reacting this way, Eba, he's going to be able to go into a faster blink. So Eba will have the more mobile army, Cristiano will have a much more robust defensive army. As Hallucination is going to be coming in, and we get eyes on the expansion. And we also get eyes on the tech as well, on the Twilight Council researching. So now, Cristiano knows, the jig is up. Like, I'm safe and sound, nothing is coming my way, I can focus on my economy. We do have that Immortal on the way as well. And this is going to be a really interesting dynamic at this point. Again, as we mentioned before, this does mean that Cristiano is going to be stuck with a more Immortal heavy composition. It's going to be very robust, yes, but he's going to be a little bit less maneuverable, can't be as active on the map with it. Oh, but we do have a Prism next, not a second Immortal. Okay, Cristiano, he wants to try to push out. Bold move here from Cristiano. We'll see if he can get away with it. See if he can pull it off. Meanwhile, Evo, for his own scout, of course, he confirmed the Robo, so he's aware that he has Blink over his opponent. He's also aware that his opponent will have more Immortals than he does. And Cristiano is already pushing. Okay, the War Prism is out, going to be meeting up with the rest of the army. Now, Cristiano, he doesn't have to commit with this. Again, there's still only 2 gateways. Like, we're not going for, like, a gateway explosion or anything like that. Yeah, we're taking instead. Oh, Eba trying to take a third base, and we may be able to force a cancel. Blink isn't done. Blink is not yet done for Eba. Here we go. Cristiano going to try and dive him forward. Good force field here. The Prism has right, which means we can juggle back these sentries. We lose one, we save the other. Immortal also juggle back. Boys are being pulled as well, and Stalkers are getting picked up. Other sentry. Sentry goes down. Cristiano, he picks off 4 Stalkers, only loses 1. Very good trade, very efficient trade from Cristiano. Very nice force fields. The downside, he didn't see the third. So he didn't know that he could cancel the third base. So Eba will have a better economy here. Did end up losing the fight, did lose a lot of Stalkers, but gets a faster third base, better saturation. Eba, even before that, still has a higher worker count as well. Meanwhile, Cristiano, where do we go from here? Twilight Council into a Dark Trine. Let's go. DTs and Blink are on the way here for Cristiano. A good way to come back in this game, as Eba does have the better economy. It's strange that someone picks mirror matchup instead of a PVZ. Eba, he's not fond of his EVP. He's not. Not very fond of the versus Protoss matchup, which is understandable. Yeah. The Smoge is real. Smoge is real. As that episode do manage to be slipped into the main base. They're going straight for that mineral line, straight for the probes. They will catch 2 of them. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if most Zerg players, if they could just play PvP instead of ZVP, they probably would. Except for maybe Dark. Dark, he likes the ZVP. He likes it. As the Dark Templar had been morphed in, and here we go, Eba going, Cristiano going straight for the main. And do we have detection? Oh no. We do have an observer out, but we need it. We need it back at home as the observer, is being forced back towards that main base. Meanwhile, 5 workers going to be going down. And as the army gets pulled back, we get back into the third base, and oh god. Workers are falling left and right. 7 dead probes so far, and both Dark Templar, they're going to be able to survive. They do back off. And they dip back in. Oh my god. Finally, we are able to shut down one of them. Able to shut down one, and we will be able to force a recall out of the other just in time. And as the dust does settle, Cristiano, even though he had a slightly later expansion, has a very late expansion actually, has a high worker count. He is able to take the worker lead, Iba taking his 4th base as we speak. Meanwhile, Cristiano taking up into Archons. Tech-wise, it does feel like Cristiano, he is just one step ahead once again. Your Blink Stalkers, Immortals, Archons. Iba, though, has the better economy. He's had a better economy for longer. That's why Iba is ahead in supply. He's been able to afford additional warp-ins. Iba is, yeah, just going to be taking that 4th. And I don't think we have eyes on it. Yeah, once again, like we missed out on the 3rd base. We missed out on the 4th base as well. Aye, aye, aye. Not like this. Cannons and shield batteries are finishing up. And Cyril. I don't know if Cyril enjoys ZVP. I think he's said in interviews. I think he's he's had things to say about the ZVP matchup in interviews before. But don't hold me to that, because maybe it's an old interview. But I don't think he's fond of it. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe he likes it. Maybe he likes it. So they are going to be threatening that 4th base once again. We do dive on top of these Stalkers. Cristiano, where are the Immortals? The rest of the army a little bit too far back. It does get caught out, and this 4th base is not going to get up and running. Iwa snowballing out of control here again. Had the better, the faster 3rd. Fully saturated 4th base as well. And look at how large his army is. Again, the finesse is gone, sure, but like just the sheer gateway army. The mass zealot, mass stalker. Honestly, Iba, he can commit. He can push in. I mean, this defensive setup is a little bit terrifying. It is a little bit scary, but Iba, we can send it, man. We can send it. We shall see. As he's just getting another base. Oh my god, Iba with the mass expansions here again, just taking advantage of Cristiano, and he's gonna, I mean, for all intents and purposes here, unless a big mistake happens, like Iba, he can take this. Now, Cristiano, he is taking up even further, going towards double robot production, double Colossus production. There is potential here, I guess. There is potential when it comes to dealing with all these zealots. But, we'll see. It's going to come down to the engage. It's going to come down to the positioning. Iba has maxed out. Prism is going to be forced out. Iba going to be threading that 4th. At the same time, the secondary army going straight for the 3rd base as well. Cristiano, his supply just isn't high enough, so he's having a hard time splitting up his army between his bases. There we go. The charge they do rush on forward here. The Artosis pylon goes down. Cannons and shield batteries are depowered. At the same time, we hit the 4th base as well. And Cristiano, he's being pulled apart left and right. Down goes the shield battery. Down goes the Nexus as well. And from here, Cristiano, he is still hurting, still struggling to max out. He's up to 4 Colossi. I mean, oh my god. Like, his army is still actually kind of terrifying here. With the amount of Archons and Colossi he has, it's a beefy army, don't get me wrong. But like, he's not getting the fight that he wants. Whenever he moves out, we have Iba push in. Going straight for the mineral line. He's going for the Nexus. Oh, doesn't quite get it. doesn't quite get the Nexus. Is also going to be cleaned up at the same time. Eva coming in once again. Back and forth. Takes out more cannons, takes out more probes. 8 more workers go down. Cristiano, he's in a lot of trouble. Yeah, Cristiano at this point, he's forced all in. Now, can we pull this off? When it comes to the army supplies are pretty similar. Eba has the better economy, that is true. But Cristiano, he has the higher quality army. And we're just sending it across the map. We are all in at this point. It's all or nothing for Cristiano. And can he pull this off? Can this death ball of a Protoss army overwhelm Eba? I mean, this is what Protoss is all about. The death ball, Bobby. And here we go. Eba with the better concave. He's going to try to focus down as much of this as he can. Good kiting here from Cristiano. The Archons going ham. Here come the Disruptors. And it looks like we may just have too much. Eba may have too much. Never goes off. Ooh, big connection. Massive connection on the army. We dive on top of the Colossus left and right, and Eba, he will shut this down. Has to respect the reinforcing zealots. This is true. Does have to respect them. But he took down 3 Colossi, most of the Archons. 7 Archons. And he chases down that final Colossus as well. And it looks like Eba, he has snowballed out of control. Hey, who needs Archons? Who needs Disruptors even? I mean, the Disruptor did help, but for the most part, it's all about the Gateway Man, the Gateway Army. GG gets called. And Eva will tie up the series 1-1. GG. Fighting back with his off race. Fighting back with PvP. Let's go. And again, a lot of this did come down to the opener. So because Cristiano was tricked into believing that it wasn't all in, it did force him into robo play. It did mean that he just didn't really have any Bleak Stalkers to work with for a very long time. On top of that, he missed the third base timing as well, and yeah, that was a rough road to recovery there for Cristiano. He was so committed to his first push, and he traded well, but wasn't able to deal enough economic damage. And yeah, with that, Eba, he fights back. We're tied up 1-1. Okay, we go again. I had to message Eba. I was like, your Protoss greater than Zerg. He's like, true. Este Eba. Here we go. So loading into the ace match. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of side Delta, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Team Blazer, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is Cristiano. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. Usually Zerg, but here is Protoss. It is Eba. GG. And yeah, Eba able to just gain map control and just snowball out of control with his economy. Remember, he was up 20 workers. He had like 70 plus workers here compared to his opponents. And this mass gateway style did pull Cristiano apart, did force him all in. It did feel like the Disruptors were the cherry on top. I don't think we even needed the Disruptors to win the final fight. It was one Nova. It was literally one Purification Nova. But like regardless, it was just really well played from Eba. Just again, gaining momentum and holding on to that for almost the entirety of that game. Just crippling the economy and just keeping the economy in check of Cristiano. But as you mentioned, a lot of that did come down to the openers, did come down to the tech that the players had to work with initially. And we'll see if we commit to a proxy this time. Remember, last game Eba did trick Cristiano into believing that he was being all-in. And what do we go for this time? We are just going to be settling into this time. The second pylon is thrown down in the main, so Eba isn't even going to be faking out a fake proxy pylon. It's just here in the main base. for all to be seen. And as a result, Cristiano is going to be able to breathe a sigh of relief here and open up in a much more standard fashion. And speaking of standard, let's go. Double Adept. It's going to be a double Adept opener here from Cristiano. It's going to be double Stalker from Eba. We're going to be testing the reaction time here of Eba, essentially. Cristiano is going to be moving out across the map, threatening shades into the main base. And it's going to be on Eba to throw down that shield battery every single time. He needs to block off that wall, deny those Adepts. As the Adepts have been spotted, Eba is aware of them. We're going to be doubling down with when it comes to Adept production. We have 2 Adepts. We have a 3rd and 4th Adept coming out soon thereafter as well. So very aggressive opener here from Cristiano. We can even go up to another wave behind. This is wave 5th and 6th Adept as well, even up to 8 Adepts. And now, first shield battery has been thrown down. Will we commit to the shade though? We do take down the Pro, but was this worth it? The Adept takes a lot of hits. Up, can we save it? Up. What of us? We can. Oh my, we can. This Adept should not be alive. 3 HP, 1 more shot, and it would have gone down. A nice save there from Cristiano. Behind this, he is committing to Mass Adept. So the way this works, once we do hit 6 Adepts, we can commit to a shade, and if the shield battery doesn't have enough HP, if it just gets thrown down, we can DPS it down. We do have enough DPS to power our way through that shield battery and make our way into the main base. This is where Eba has to recognize what's happening ahead of time and get ready to throw down a gateway instead. We need to wall off with a gateway, not with a pylon or a shield battery. We need extra HP, we need extra armor, extra shield, sorry. Need some extra durability when it comes to that wall. Otherwise, Cristiano will bust in and kill everything. Again, the goal here is to break into the main and get into the mineral line. Just eviscerate those probes. We'll see if we can get there. As the Mass Adepts have yet to be revealed, Eba hasn't seen, Eba doesn't know until now, and we do see the Adepts coming in. And we could go for the natural, we do commit! We don't go for the main, we go for the natural instead, and probes are going down! 6 probes do fall, and we shade into the main as well. No wall, no shield battery, no pylon, no gateway. We don't commit. We stick here to the low ground, focusing down that pylon instead. Yeah, threatening another shade. We have to respect it. We just have to keep chasing it. Like, what else can we do? And just like that, Eba, he's stuck on 1 base economy. Ay, ay, ay. The sentries are going down. Big pickoffs. We commit. Oh, this is a bold move. We commit to the shade, and we are diving into the main base. A little bit messy here, a little bit scrappy. Probes are going, sorry, Adepts are going down, but we do get into the main base, and we can one-shot probes. Oof. 12 workers in total. Cristiano taking a massive economic lead. Now, once again, very similar to the previous game, the downside here, as we had to invest into so many Adepts, is that there is no blink. Twilight Council just now on the way. We have the Robo for Immortal production here from Cristiano. Is going to be building up that Immortal count. And honestly, that's a really wise choice here. Immortals are king defensively, and Eba's kind of forced into an all-in. He's committed. He's very committed here with this attack. He, I believe, does have blink, so we could even avoid that natural and go into the main if he does have high ground vision. Blink has been revealed at the same time. No, they just get it again. No shot for a second time. They get into that main base. 6 more probes go down. No! Who is it? No! You're doing so well! Cristiano! Oh god, okay, we're back. Whew. Cristiano, come back to us. He does kill 6 more probes across the map here again. The Mass Adept Terrassa has been too much. I don't have ref, but if the latency does act up, then we are more than happy to pause and then let things settle. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Close Steam. Close uTorrent. Is that sort of thing? As hallucinations are going to be moving out across the map. Again, Cristiano, he needs to figure out what the hell's going on. Whether or not there's an expansion, whether we're going for an all-in. We still only have 2 gateways, and we do get eyes on the would-be third. Big tell here for Cristiano. He's going to be feeling pretty good about this. As Cristiano, he's the one that goes for a massive gateway explosion. 6 gates on the way. Cristiano is transitioning into a 2-base all-in. Instead of investing into this third, gateways. Instead of investing into probes, Cristiano, all in, Bobby, all in. And here we go. We are going to be pushing. Third base is going to be set up here for Cristiano, but he is committing with his army. He has 3 immortals. He is soon to catch up with his own blink. Prism has arrived. We can warp in. We can reinforce. Again, after that last game, Cristiano, he's angry. He's upset. And he wants to take this game for himself. He is going to be able to focus down those rocks. Yeah, rocks do get knocked down. Cristiano going straight in towards that third. He doesn't even want the third. He wants the natural. Wants to go for the kill. Eva not quite in position. No. And this third base is going to be cancelled. We ignore it. We go straight for the natural, and we're going for a base trade. Best case scenario here for Eva is the base trade. It makes sense. Now we do have a recall. Recall is always available here. The Immortal's taking some damage. We dive on forward. We ignore the ramp. We ignore the shield batteries. Get on top of the Immortals. We're busting into that main base. Pylons being depowered, camping the production as well. Likewise, Eva also gets into the main base of his opponent. Can we pull this off? The probes, they have been evacuated. They do get across the map. Cristiano, he needs a little bit more money, though. He needs the resources to actually throw down a Nexus. So we go for a warp in. Cristiano, he doesn't really have a lot of resources. He's down to 40 minerals. But we can always recall back home. As we get into the main base, we break through on top of that final Nexus here. And there's that recall all the way back home on top of the army. And yeah, Cristiano, he can take a head-to-head fight. He has far more than enough here to deal with this. GG gets called, and Cristiano will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. Cristiano, he will take the series 2-1 in the end, but a big shout out to Eva. Big shout out to Eva. Big shout outs as Eva did end up taking a game off of Cristiano with his Protoss, which again is not an easy thing to do. Even the best Protoss in Europe have a hard time doing that against Cristiano. So GG, well played. Congratulations, Cristiano, as he advances on. Big shout out to Eva for performing here, for whipping out his Protoss. GG. And with that, we have a rematch. Oh my god. We're switching over to the America server. Eva just messaged me. He was like, winning a map is proof that toss is broken. Ay. Este Eva. Regardless, we're going to be switching over to the America server here, and we have our next series lying in wait. We have our next player that has been patiently waiting. It is going to be a rematch from last week's finals. It is going to be Cristiano versus Hon Mono. I'm ready for it. Let's go. Again, Hon Mono did 2-0 Lily B in the quarterfinals, advancing on to face off against Cristiano. Last week, these two were faced off in the finals. They faced off in the finals. It went all the way to the ace match to game 5. It went the distance. And Cristiano did come out on top in the end, just barely. That was a best of 5. This is a best of 3. This could go either way. This is going to be that much more wild, that much more unhinged. For those who haven't been introduced to Hon Mono, for those who weren't here last week and you're like, who the hell is Hon Mono? I don't really, not too familiar with him as a player. You're about to know. You're about to find out who is the most honorable of monorables. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. It's a lot to live up to, just because last week was, again, arguably the best series of the year. It is in contention. In contention for the best series of 2023. But yeah, we'll see. We're going to be going on a short break. Before that, though, we have some other updates. Nice 2-0 to Middle VK. Again, Nice is the best player in all of Taiwan. And I would say that Nice is going to be the other player looking to make it into the finals. If all goes like by, I don't know, like a League Elect rating or by on paper, Christiana versus Nice makes the most sense for a PvP finals, but we'll see if Homono can stop that from happening, or Night Phoenix and Nikic, as Nikic did 2-0 Azura. And those two players are going to be facing off in the lower quarterfinals. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we'll have Christiana versus Homono right here for you. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that brutal OST as we have returned. We have returned with our first semifinals match. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the pink Polish Protoss player. It's been so long. I'm glad we're back. Representing Team Blazer, it is Cristiano. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player representing Team Hyper 1. Living in the land of Japan, it is Hon Mono. Let us go. Now, if you're in the chat, place your bets because predictions will soon be open for who you think is going to take this series again, as we do have Hon Mono going for a bit of a proxy. Let's go. Oh my god. So again, Hon Mono, he's the cheesiest Terran player in all of South Korea. He is very unorthodox, very difficult to keep track of. We've seen a lot of all-ins from him in the past. He was able to take down Geralt last week. He was able to force Cristiano to his knees and force an ace match out of him last week as well, just off of hyper-aggressive styles. But yeah, we'll see if that's going to be the case once again here as I quickly try to set up the semifinals predictions. Cristiano, as well as Hon Mono. Beautiful. They're open. Lovely. So with this, with a proxy Jirax, we're going to be committing here to a tech lab. I believe this is going to be proxy Marauder out of Hon Mono. He's going to be amassing Marauders here, going to be going in with a bunker as well, and he's going to be amassing Marines to reinforce as well. We have already seen this. We are familiar with this cheese here from Hon Mono. We'll see if he can break through into the natural here. I believe he has had success with this in the past. Can he do it again? As there we go. A couple of boys are being pulled as well again. Bunkers, or just help buffer as well, just help soak some of those hits for the Marauders. We are committed. We are going to be committed behind this. Cristiano, he's getting into his own gateway, getting into his own cyber core. Pretty standard opener, just going for a gate cyber into expansion. So far, he is none the wiser. He saw the racks back at home. He saw the single gas geyser, but again, he's being lured into a false sense of security here as the army is preparing. We're going in. We're going in, Bobby. We're going in. So we have pulled the trigger. The Adept out of position, not back at home. And we should be able to dive on this pylon. Pylon's going to be going down. From here, we can go straight into the main. Yeah, we do dive straight into that main base. Second shield battery is now on the way. We have one Stalker to defend, one gateway, one production building. Shield battery, that's a kill on the shield battery. We get to surround the probes. The boys are being pulled. We get to surround the Marauders. Big surround here, and these Marauders are going to be going down. Both of them will fall. We're killing a lot of probes, that is true, but can the bunker finish in time? It will not. Cristiano gets here just in the nick of time as well. He shuts down the SCVs, shuts down the bunker. We'll lose 7 probes, but Cristiano is still ahead in workers. There's still one Marauder left. Yeah, it's not going to even matter here. Looks like Hon Mono is being completely cleaned up. The SCVs fall. We throw down a shield battery, force a cancel on the bunker, and Hon Mono is transitioning. Again, maybe a little bit too greedy diving into the main. I mean, I don't blame him. Hon Mono, he was pretty all in. He still is. He still is very all in, by the way. Because you know what? How do we transition out of this? We throw down a factory and a third barracks. And we are still making Marauders. No CC. That's what I'm pointing out. There is no command center. There is no backup base here for Hon Mono. Still one base, still all in. Cristiano, he did survive. Looking at the units lost type here, he lost 8 probes in the process and 1 Stalker. But that is more than, I mean, that is more than acceptable here for Cristiano. Still in a good position. Fully saturated as natural. Trying to get saturation here in his main. Probe is going to be going down. Is going to be going down here, and I mean, yeah, we're I was gonna say we're gonna be committed. Yeah, we're doubling down. This time we properly pull the look. It's not a TVP with Honmono unless we pull the boys at least twice, okay? And this time, this is how you really do it. And here we go. We're sending everything across the map. What do we have to work with? We have 7 Marauders, 1 Cyclone. Again, we're meeting up with the Marauders that were across the map. We have that 1 Cyclone, a handful of Marines as well. It's all or nothing. We have 2 Shield Batteries, but that is an Artosis Pylon. And it's a weakened Artosis Pylon as well, so we could try to focus it down. We could try to shut it down and depower everything in the natural. But now, though, we're slowly working through these shield batteries. First one goes down. We're going for the second. The overcharge is popped, but it's going to be focused down as well. That's so many Marauders and more SCVs arrive. The second wave of SCVs. As we're breaking through the line of shield batteries, we are down to a handful of Stalkers. We still have 1 gateway done. 2 more gateways are on the way, but it may not be enough. As Cristiano, he's being forced further and further back into his own natural base. The Master Marauder has arrived. We focus down every single Stalker, and Honmono takes control of the natural. Now we're going straight for the main. We go for the scan. There are force fields. Clutch, very clutch sentries here. The sentries, they can buy time. We have 1 more force field in the chamber, and we're getting extra warp-ins. Another shield battery, soon to be an overcharge. A couple of units do make it through, and we're going for the Stalker. Can we get it? We can. 1 Stalker goes down. Big pickup. We have 1 more force field. We just keep warping in, sentry after sentry. And Homo, he just wants to push in. He just wants to send it, Papi, but he can't. And we're going back home. No shot. We're going back home. Overcharge is going to be popped. We can focus on one of those Stalkers anyway. Boys are being pulled. But we have made our way up into the high ground. And it looks like we just have far too much DPS. That final Stalker is barely going to go down as well. But these Marauders, they're low. We're running out of steam. We're running out of units. This is getting very scrappy here, as it looks like we will clean up the army of Honmono. If he didn't pull back these SCVs, we maybe could have broken. Cristiano. I'll be honest. Sentry falls. And as the dust does settle, Honmono has the better economy. He has the higher worker count. He has mules as well. Cristiano, he does have Blink to work with. To be fair, he has Blink. There's potential. There's a lot of potential with these Stalkers. 3 Stalkers are moving out. Doesn't look like a lot, but there's, again, a lot of micro ability here with these Stalkers. Back at home, Honmono, full wall, bunker on the way. Marauder production continuing. Likewise across the map as well. We're not quite investing. Honmono doesn't really have the economy for this. Not yet. I love that we do switch our SCVs over. Bunkers on the way. Oh, no! 2 SCVs go down. Bit of miscontrol there from Honmono. Another SCV does fall. Good target firing out of Cristiano. 4 dead workers. Just like that, Cristiano ties up the worker count. Very nicely done. There it is. CC's on the way. Honmono. Now is the time to expand. We need to meet some specific criteria. If we want an expansion out of Honmono, we need to kill how many workers? We need to kill 34 probes. That's as many workers as both players have combined, by the way. 34 workers were killed. A couple of Stalkers, 9 Stalkers. The base itself, we're floating into the main for a scout. Floating in for a scout. Stalkers are moving out. We're trying to get a read of what's happening. This is really important, actually, because for all he knows, there could be a Dark Shrine. Like, we have a Templar Archives. Like, a Dark Shrine is possible. So, Honmono is getting a full scouts. Soon to be rotating towards that natural to make sure there's not a 1 base all in. Stalkers have arrived. And they're going to be able to chip away at that depot. Up! Oh, depot barely stands strong. We pull a couple of boys, we should be able to repair. We're good. We are going to be able to hold on. If you can't beat your opponent, just coin flip them, Poppy. True. Flip them, Poppy. As from here, yeah, we're just going to be settling the game down. After a very high octane, very explosive early game, we're expanding. Cristiano taking his natural. Honmono also taking his natural as well. Honmono now doing his best Hon macro impression. It's time to macro, Bob. It's time to calm things down, make SCVs. and settle into this. And here we go. Cristiano is going to be pushing. Now, as he moves out, he is still teching. You know, we have the robot on the way. We'll see if we invest into an observer or if we go straight into a war prism just to reinforce. Cristiano going to be rocking on with a lot of sentries here for force fields. Force fields, they could make or break a fight here for Cristiano. Again, he's got blinks. So far, oh, it does lose one of those stalkers. A second stalker goes down as well. The marauders, they're going ham. Oh my god, these marauders, they chew through the stalkers. Yeah, the stalkers, they stand no chance. Even with blink, there's only one stalker left. Not even. The final stalker falls. The juggling. Oh my god. The juggling here by Homeowner. He finally loses one of the marauders, but it looks like he should be able to clean this up just barely. It's going to be close. It is going to be close, and he does shut this down. Oh my god. Give Homeowner 3 marauders and a dream, and he can kill an army of stalkers. But here we go. We have some reinforcements on the way. The medevac is out of energy. Oh god. The marauders. Once again, the juggling. One marauder goes down, but here we go. More rise to take its place. So we have reinforcements. Cristiano has to back off. Again, that was meant to be a bit of a kill move from Cristiano. Did overestimate the power of the Stalker. Did have to back off. Third base is being taken. Long distance mining. Likewise, Homeowner also working on a third base as well. We're getting into the mid game. It's happening. We're getting into the mid game, Pop. Tank is in position. Good tank shots. Good tank shots going to be going up. Going to be cooling down some depots, just making sure we break free from the supply block. Ghost Academy's on the way. Homeowner's army is becoming pretty terrifying, actually. With tanks, marauders, soon to be ghosts. At the same time, we have our robotics bay on the way. This should be for Colossus production, for our splash damage. As Cristiano's getting his third base up and running, and Homeowner sees this. Homeowner, he has eyes on this third. He's aware of the saturation. He's aware of the economy. He is aware. Oh my god, as we do catch the stalkers! We were waiting for the blink, we were lying in wait, and almost every stalker goes down. Big pick off there from Honmono. Oh, going for the scan. With the scan, he also does reveal Colossus. He's aware of the bay, he's aware of the Colossus production. Third base is being taken. We're going to be settling on from here. Now, because we're with the Colossus production, again, Vikings. We have Vikings in production to help deal with that. So we're incorporating Vikings, Ghosts. We're not quite ready for Liberators yet, but that's going to be on the horizon if the game goes on longer. Let's get into those libs. Now, Honmono is going to be pushing. It's his turn. We're done defending. It's time to move out. Do we pull the boys? No. Do we pull the boys again? No, we're going to be keeping them at home. It's all good. The move out has been spotted by the hallucination. Cristiano's getting ready. Has a shield battery. Has an overcharge. Scanner does reveal the army. Yeah, with this one Colossus, I do feel like Homeowner, he thinks better of it. Does size up Cristiano, and he wants none of it, so he will back off. Will retreat in the end. And as he backs off, yeah, the game is settling. You know, we have the armory on the way for 2-2. This armory is late, so 2-2 is pretty heavily delayed, actually. We're a little bit supply blocked as well. Now that we've reached a couple of Colossi, we only have 2 Colossi if I'm not mistaken, so we're getting into really fast Disruptor production. Usually you get into Disruptors once you have 3 Colossi. That's like the sweet spot. That's the ideal number. but we are transitioning a little bit earlier here from Cristiano instead. I mean, he did spot the Vikings, so maybe he's assuming a big commitment into Vikings, so he's already just getting out of Colossi, aware that they're not going to be as useful. We're going for Disruptors, the Novas. And as Honmono moves out, Zelrunbai moves in. We got Zelts coming in from multiple angles. We have some reinforcements back at home. And we should be able to deal with this, but oh, Honmono getting overwhelmed. He has to pull some of these boys. SCVs off the mineral line. 4 SCVs, 5 SCVs go down. The Nova goes off. Doesn't connect. God, that was 8 workers going down, and not a big commitment from Cristiano either. Really nice damage from the Protoss. Again, Nova going to be zoning back that army. As we do have some pretty good mine shots. Army's going to be stimming forward. The Vikings, they do force back those Colossi. But Cristiano, he pulls back to the overcharge. The Colossi, they survive. These Novas, they have been lackluster. Honmono taking the supply lead. But a bit overstimmed. Oh my god. We will have to retreat. And Honmono respecting the army of Cristiano by quite a lot here. Again, he has to. Does respect it, does pull back. Behind this 4th C, we're getting a 4th. 4th CC's on the way. A couple of mine shots went off. We will clean them up. How many disruptors? 6 disruptors. That's a lot of Novas. Aye. That's a lot of purification of his spot. So Honmono is sharking around, looking for another way in. Does get eyes on the 4th. One of those Widowmines still alive. Can still get a shot off. On a probe. You have a good concave. The Novas! Ooh, a late split from Honmono takes it over to the face. And that may just be too much. More Novas go off, and big connections here on the Bio army. Cristiano still though down in army supply. Another, oh my god, another Nova does connect. That's going to be a denial of the 4th base. Probes are going down. Big connection on the Ghost as well, and Cristiano cleans up Honmono. A brutal engagement. Honmono took like 3 Novas to the face. Honestly, if it wasn't for those Novas, look at how small this army left over is for Cristiano. Honmono, if he was able to just avoid some of them, at least half of them, would have been able to get on top of the Disruptors. That would have been it. That would have almost been game. But really good connections from Cristiano. He's able to hold on, retake his 4th, take a good fight. And Cristiano, he is still in this. Hold on, just waiting. Okay. Good. So Honmono, he has to back off. Now, Honmono does have the better economy. He has a faster 4th base. He's on 60 workers plus mules. So even though Honmono has been having a rough time trading and he has been taking Novas in the face, it's like he likes it, Pop. He likes it. But I should say he can afford it. So Honmono, he's still up in army supply. He still can pull this off and bring this back. As we do go for a mine drop. Cristiano, he does react in time though. He does pull away. One of those shots goes off. We do get a mine drop into the main, but there's nothing. We're literally out of money in the main. No gas, no minerals. Smoke. As we drop here towards the 3rd. Oh my god! The drag. 8 workers go down. Massive connection at the same time. We come in for a backstab. The drop here on the right-hand side. 17 probes go down. 18 probes. This army is going to be cleaned up. The economy, I mean, Honmono was already ahead economically. Now getting further ahead. The Widowmines, they're not done. Waddling up into the main. Ooh. So Widowmines are going to go down. From here, Cristiano, he is struggling to hold on. Has been struggling, and yeah, now he's committed. He has to move out. Now, what do we have left to work with? We have 4 disruptors. We had some amazing connections earlier. We did have some really good connections. Could we pull that off again? Is that possible? Mine is going to be connecting. The Homeowner rotating over towards the right-hand side. Trying to keep up with the movement here. There we go. Off. Good connection here on the Wooden Wines. Not too bad. The Homeowner is maxing out. He's working on +3. Ship weapons. Ghosts as well. Cristiano forced to pull back. And once again, Cristiano just doesn't have the supply. He can't split up in time. We go for a dive. Nova goes off. We can focus it down. Honmono is going to be able to shut down the base, shut down the robos as well. At the same time, we do have a bit of a Zealot, but we have a planetary in position. We take down the robos. Good splits this time against those Novas, and it looks like Homono, he just has too much. Snowballing out of control. GG is going to be called here, and Homono, after a long, grueling game, takes game number 1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Homono will take the first game here. After a wild one as well. Initially, the proxy failed. Remember, initially, Cristiano did hold. He did hold against the proxy marauder of Honmono. He shut down the SCVs. He lost a minimal amount of probes. Things were looking manageable. Things were looking very manageable for Cristiano. And he wasn't expecting his opponent to double down. He wasn't expecting the second wave, the second all-in behind it. Then the third all-in behind it. It just kept going. It just kept on going. And over time, Cristiano was battered down and down even further, and eventually the game did kind of stabilize in a way, but we saw that Homono denying the 4th base was really what set him apart here. With the late 4th, Homono was able to take an economic lead and just run with it for the entire game, constantly ahead there, and did snowball into a win. And now we're getting to game number 2. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the pink Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer. It is Cristiano. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan representing Team Hyper 1. It is Honmono. The range on that mine, I know, right? Like, it was brutal. The Widow mine at the 3rd base where we killed 8 probes. I think it was 7 because 1 had died earlier to the previous mine connection in the natural. But yeah, the drag there was brutal, and you know, Cristiano was being pulled apart. It was right after that where we had a drop at the 4th base, if you recall, and Homono was just able to cripple the economy of Cristiano, the economy that he was already behind in. But now we're getting into our next game, and this time we're going for an eBay block. Let's go. So Homono, he slips out across the map, going for the eBay here on the low ground. This is very common in this matchup nowadays, and the goal here is to force the unnatural natural. We should be going for a Rax back at home into a factory off of 1 gas, a delayed CC. With that factory, we can get into faster cyclone production or helium production, and we can then get into these mineral lines. Oh boy. Now, this usually forces out Stargate play. I'm curious if that's going to be the case after the Cybercore. But yeah, Cristiano, because of the eBay, because of the late scouting of the eBay, it's already done. Like, it's already got too much HP. We cannot waste time killing this engineering bay because it would delay the expansion for too long. So Cristiano forced to expand here at the linear 3rd base location. A very awkward expansion because we do cancel that eBay, and Honmono can take advantage of it. There's that factory we were talking about. Now, usually it's a factory with a reactor, on the racks, and then we go for an add-on swap. So no add-on swap with this opener from Homono. Interesting. We should be still working towards Cyclones and Hellions though, and the goal is going to be to try to pull apart the Protoss player, to try to get into a mineral line and kill workers. I mentioned before, usually it's the Stargate opener. The reason why we see a Stargate typically in this position is because these bases are so far apart. So things like Phoenixes and Oracles, they help defend these bases just because they avoid like the ground terrain, right? They avoid the map. They can dip back and forth as quickly as possible to defend against aggression. And that is true against Hellions, but the problem is that that's also why Cyclone follow-ups have been quite common here and have been rising in popularity, because we expect to see Phoenixes and Oracles. And there it is, Cyclones are on the way. Now the probe does confirm this. The probe dips in, the probe sees the timing of the CC, sees that the factory is already done, and Cristiano, he knows that something is coming. Whether it's Hellions or Cyclones, Cristiano is still in the dark, but again, he's just hoping that he can defend. Unfortunately, again, against Cyclones, these air units are going to have a hard time defending. Not impossible, but just hard. Again, it is quite tricky to keep up with the Cyclones, especially this early on. There it is. Cyclones and Hellions are on the way. We're amassing an army. We're getting ready to push. Adept does get eyes on the Cyclones. Big scout. Backing off. Shield battery is done here at the natural. We should be getting a shield battery in the main as well. We should be getting a shield battery in both bases, just so we're, just because we don't know where the army is going to be hitting. And we are pushing. And we'll see if Homono can make some magic happen here. We'll see if he can kill some of those probes. Adept makes it into the mineral line. We do focus down one of those SCVs. But again, with this shield battery finishing up, we have an overcharge as well. Cristiano, he should be able to protect his base. He should be able to defend. Big should. Let's go Honmono, land of the uwu. Land of the ay. No, how do the animes do it? I'm not gonna try. But here we go. We have Cyclones here distracting the main army. Cyclones almost go down. At the same time, the Hellions, they dive right for that natural base. Stasis trap up. Stasis trap will go off. It takes 3 hits to one shot of probe, but we do get a big volley off. 4 workers go down. And these Hellions, they are soon about to break free from that stasis, but we're in position. And a good defense. Good defense here. Really smart to have the stasis trap, to be honest. That stasis trap was big brain. To shut this down. We activate the pulsar beam. Ooh. We're going to lose 1 extra probe, but Cristiano cleans this up. This could have been disastrous. This could have been a dead mineral line, 100%. Could have been just a straight up dead mineral line. So again, good defense here so far from our pink Protoss. We're taking our 3rd base and we're probing up. Cristiano still maintaining his worker lead. We live, we survive. We're getting into the mid game. We're getting into a stable 2-base setup here from Homono. Now we have a 3-1-1 setup. What does that mean? Delayed starport. The starport is heavily delayed. Oh, as the Oracle's trying to dip in. 1 goes down, but the starport is heavily delayed. It's delayed because we're prioritizing tank production and marine production. Now, this typically means we will still get the starport and we will push with the medevac timing. What we can see, Homono, he's pushing before the medevacs. This is very offbeat. This is a very off-tempo push from Homono. The boys are being pulled. It's a 2-base all-in. And we do get eyes on this. The Oracle comes in and we should take note of the lack of SCVs, the lack of army as well. Cristiano is getting ready back at home. The Stalkers are getting on top of the ramp. Shield batteries are on the way. Is this too late? Blink. There is no blink. Now there's no, oh, there is a stim, never mind. There is a stim available, but there are no medevacs, so we have to preserve those stims. We cannot waste it. We cannot stim prematurely. The Immortal has arrived. We're going for the tanks. Oh, but the tank volleys are just a little bit too strong, a little bit too good. The SCVs, they get on top of the units here. The Immortal goes down, and that may just be it. Homono snowballing out of control. He shuts down the shield battery, shuts down the pylon. The army is overstimmed. But the tanks, that's what matters. As we get on top of the tech, we get on top of the production. Twilight Council is going to be going down. Gateway as well. We throw down a missile turret just in case there are Phoenixes. We do see Cristiano recalling to his natural. Speaking of Phoenixes, they're out. Turret not done yet. Up. Turret is not done yet. but it will finish up. Colossus taking too many hits. No, the Colossus. Phoenix goes out, the Colossus as well. GG, nice builds, and Honmono will take the 2-0. Again, a very offbeat all-in there, not waiting for the typical medevac timing, hitting a little bit sooner with all the SCVs as well. GG, Honmono takes the 2-0. GG, and you know, I like to think there's a little bit of sincerity behind what Cristiano said, because the reality is no one else plays quite like Honmono. He comes up with his own builds, his own play styles. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And yeah, it's just a very chaotic player. Very chaotic. I would say in a head-to-head fight, in a standard game, if we were able to get up to 2-3 base economy, you know, standard play styles, Cristiano would be the favorite player. I would say that Cristiano, he is the favorite player here in this series against Honmono, but you don't get a standard game against Honmono. You don't get a standard game, you don't get standard builds, and it's just very uncomfortable playing against him. You just, yeah, you're just offbeat, and yeah, it can be quite difficult, but regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations to Honmono for advancing on to the grand finals, and we are soon to find out who faces Honmono in those finals. Who's it gonna be? Up next, Nice versus Night Phoenix. Let's go. The PvP is upon us. Now, we do at least avoid the PvP finals, as we have a Terran player. No Zergs, though. Unfortunately, all the Zerg players have been eliminated. I believe Miyamaika got the... we had a walkover over Miyamaika. Ebo went down, and Ebo's, you know, has been switching into Protoss anyway. He's he's a traitor to the race. And Nikic did fall 2-0 to Night Phoenix, which means, again, it is going to be Nice versus Night Phoenix here in the lower bracket. Now, if you recall, initially I said it would make sense here if we had Cristiano versus Nice in the finals, but upsets can happen and anything can happen when we talk about Honmono, so Honmono already defies expectations. And this next PvP could go either way as well. I do think that Night Phoenix is a very aggressive player here in this matchup, and yeah, things can go awry. Honmono, though, a little bit fortunate. For those who are wondering, Honmono's best matchup is TVP, because Terran versus Protoss is where Honmono can thrive the most. He plays a lot more standard against Zerg and a lot more standard against Terran, but against Protoss, mate, we're not holding back. We are not holding back as we're just quickly getting things ready here for our lower semifinals. Our players, they have concluded their vetoes, and we are getting on into this. Here we Here we go as we just get our things set up. Honmono just messaged me. He's like, Honmono just messaged me. He's like, that's the first time I've beaten Cristiano. Like, Honmono, he's taken maps before, but never taken a series. He said he's 0-11. He's lost 11 times against Cristiano, like 11 best of series. This is his first win. GG. Congratulations to Honmono. Congratulations for claiming his first series win against Cristiano. And now we're getting into into our second semifinals. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hard Lead, we have our Ukrainian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Hot Headed Gaming. It is Night Phoenix, aka Catgirl. I'm shaking my head. And spawning in the top left, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Nice. And if you are in the chat, predictions are open. Just really get that going. Predictions open. So you can place your bets on how you think this series will unfold. how you think this series will turn out as we do settle on into this to determine who faces off against Hon Mono in the grand finals. Also, 1 minute, let me just quickly fix this. Night Phoenix. Blue. Man, there we go. Just to clear up any kind of confusion. Who's that cat girl? Night Phoenix. There we go. But yeah, we have our PvP so far. Going to be a 2-gate opener here from Nice. Likewise, a 2-gate opener from Cat Girl. God damn it. From Night Phoenix as well. Shaking my head. And we'll see where we go from here. Again, these 2-gate openers are very commonplace in PvPs. Very few players try to gamble and go for a gate expand and take the risk to do so. Max Packs, Hero, Night Phoenix to name a few. Sorry, Night Phoenix. Nightmare to name a few. Night Phoenix not quite one of them. As we're just waiting for the Cybercore to finish up and for our first unit of choice. Second pylon was thrown down in the main for Nice. Second pylon was also thrown down in the main base for Night Phoenix as well. And our first units, we have double Adept from Night Phoenix and double Stalker from Nice. Sorry, Stalker Sentry from Nice. Very safe opener. Very safe opener from our Red Protoss player. With this faster Sentry, we're going to be able to get a scout across the map and get a read of what's going on. I think this is a wise move from Nice because Night Phoenix is very aggressive in PvP. We've seen a lot of all-ins from our Blue Protoss player in this matchup, and we'll see how hard we commit because we are delaying our expansion, going for a faster tech structure that is a faster Stargate. I said Terran too strong. Too much honorable to handle. The most honorable of honorables. As Night Phoenix is going to be moving out. Again, threading a shade towards that main base. But again, the shield battery has been thrown down. So far, Nice able to keep up with those shades, able to shut down the aggression of Night Phoenix, even getting on top of the Adepts. I almost said Phoenixes. God damn it. And the first Adept is going to be going down. Good pick off here from Nice. Getting a lot of momentum already behind this. We do have additional Adepts coming out. We're not stopping with the Adept production, by the way. Oh my god. We're just doubling down here on Mass Adept. At the same time, the first Oracle is going to be on the way. Is soon to hit the field. Nice. With that Hallucination Scout, did see the Stargate, so we are aware. And the Stalkers, we have no fear. We are pushing out. And we are catching these Adepts ahead of hand. What? Ahead of time. Meanwhile, here comes that Oracle. We can focus it down. And the Oracle will fall as well. Nice, having his way with these first couple of skirmishes. Shuts down the Adept, shuts down the Oracle as well. Here come those reinforcements. We can see Night Phoenix trying to trade, but again, Adepts, they don't trade well against Stalkers whatsoever. And they're being bullied back. Getting to a second Oracle. We'll be avoiding the main army. Up. The target firing, trading 1 for 1. But that Adept is so low. And it will fall as well. The Oracle zooming across the map here, and there is not much at home to defend. Nice. Hyperfixated here on his aggression. Is going to be losing probes. Finally, economic damage is being done. Night Phoenix has a later expansion. He needs to kill those workers. He needs to tie up the economy. That's going to be 4 dead probes. And Night Phoenix escapes with his Oracle. But at the same time, it's becoming too much to handle. We snowball out of control. Nice loses probes, but the Stalkers, they get out of hand. And Nice breaks Night Phoenix there at the natural and takes game 1. GG. GG. Sorry, I was trying to keep up with the chat. I was trying to keep up. Do get ready here for our next series, for our next game. As we were going to, but actually it looks like we may not be able to get into game number 2 here. A little bit unfortunate, but it looks like Night Phoenix, looks like something may have come up here, and Night Phoenix is going to be forfeiting. A little bit unfortunate, but yeah, Knife Phoenix is going to be forfeiting here against Nice. So it is going to be a 1-0 lead, and is going to be leading Nice into the grand finals. My condolences to Knife Phoenix. Did really well for himself though, taking down Nikic to make it this far. Had a really strong showing here against Nikic, but yeah, it does bow out against Nice. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. So we are going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here to try to set things up for our next, for the grand finals. Again, it's going to be a best of five finals between Nice and Homono. We'll see you then. We will see you there. Again, take this moment to take a break, stretch your roaches, hide your hydras, massage your marines, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes with those finals. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals, a grand finale here of Sparkling Tuna Cup number 40, the final Sparkling Tuna Cup of the year. It all ends here, and it's been an amazing year of StarCraft. It's been a lot of fun. It's been beautiful just being able to, cover, all these regions coming together here from Europe, from North America, from Southeast Asia as well, facing off here against each other, and we have an all-C finals. It is going to be a TVP, and if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Also, I should quickly mention as well, I should have mentioned this earlier, if you want to help support this tournament series, if you want to help support this tournament specifically, Matcherino in the chat if you want to help fund this event, or Patreon as well. Patreon is another way to pull that off as well. Predictions open. predictions are open and we are diving on into this. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have our South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan, representing Team Hyper 1. It is Hon Mono. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Taiwanese Protoss. Ooh, getting eBay blocked. The blue Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Nice. Here we go. Again, with this eBay block, we've seen this before. We are trying to force out an unnatural natural out of Nice. Nice, he has not seen it, but he's going for a proxy of his own. So quite an aggressive variation here from Nice. We've mentioned this before because of this eBay block. We're going for a single gas opener, yes, but we're going for a faster factory. This should be leading into Cyclones and into Hellions, just like we saw earlier. Exclamation mark Patreon. But yeah, if you want to help support this tournament as well, Patreon is the place to do it. Patreon, you can fund not just Sparkling Tuna Cup, but also Grand Platypus Open, as well as Tenacious Turtle Tussle as well. We do host 3 events on a bi-weekly basis, and you can help fund us over on Patreon if you are interested. Otherwise, we're getting into this. We're diving on in. Homono going for a bit of a scout here towards his linear third base, soon to be triangular third. Meanwhile, we have proxied a Stargate, looking to try and wreak havoc here. This is a proxy pylon with a shield battery. Are we going for a Void Ray? Mate, are we going proxy Void Ray of all things? I mean, I can see it happening. Do we throw down the shield battery? We do. Shield batteries are on the way. You thought this build was dead. It is not. But I don't know how I feel about this because we are rushing into double Cyclone production. And Nice should be aware of this. Yeah, we have the add-on swap. Cyclones are on the way. This is going to be tough. We'll see if we can pull this off. So it's a bit of a give and take here. As Yedept does get in, it does confirm the reactor on the factory. As he saw the factory building earlier. He may think it's Hellion, but again, it is Cyclone. So we will have some anti-air to defend. Cyclones, they got a lot of DPS. And we check. We do check. We do come across those shield batteries already, and one of them is going to be focused down. Yeah, we have run out of energy already at this point. On Mono. Really stopping this before we can really get going. Oh my god, we're even within range. The other shield battery. Void Ray rocks up, but again, it's just going to be bullied back. The Cyclones, they do reign supreme here. Yeah, and we can see Nice is trying to transition. This is a late expansion from Nice. Very late, and yeah, this proxy just has not been worth it. It has fallen on its face, and Nice is racing back home. Not like this. Yeah, we got a safety shield battery on the way. Now, thankfully for Nice, this is still one base play. It's a 1-1-1. This is this is quickly becoming a one base all in. This is gonna get a little bit chaotic here. There's still no natural base. We went straight for the starport instead. Viking production is underway. Continuing Cyclone and Marine production, and I am concerned. Stargate does get found out. Tank is on the way. Behind this, Nice gonna have to try to hold on and defend here. He has yet to determine whether or not there is a starport or a CC. Just now scouting. Very important scout here from Nice. He needs to figure out what the hell is going on. And it looks like he will be able to slip into that natural. Does confirm the lack of CC, at least in the natural race. The boys are being pulled, and we see the lack of saturation. Yeah, we should notice. Hold up. Your SCVs are missing. Where are they? We're moving out. One base all in here from Honmono. Nice. Can we survive? Shield batteries are on the way. Shield batteries are on the way. We have the Cyclones coming in from left-hand side as well. We have the high ground. Oh, no. We get the Lockwood as well. Stalker does go down, but the Cyclones were zoned away. Zephyr, good kiting from Nice. Focusing down whatever he can. Tank is sieging. Yeah, we're focusing down the Cyclones one after the other. We're down to 1. We're down to 0 Void Rays. The tank will survive. We shut down the army. And Nice, he barely has anything left. He does pull back to the safety of his shield batteries. Does have the overcharge. But we have 2 Stalkers. 2 Stalkers remaining. 3 gateways here. And we're diving on the tank, but it's not going to be enough. The tank is going to stand strong, and Hon Mono cleans up the army. GG gets called. on Mono taking game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. I'm pretty sure Nice was hoping that Homono was going Hellion first instead of Cyclone. I'm pretty sure that's kind of the rationale behind going for the Proxy Void Ray. But alas, did not work out in the end. Was not able to pull that off, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Homono does take that first game. Now we're going to be easing into game number 2. Again, basically, with the failed proxy, like, Nice was pretty far behind from that point. Again, that's whether we would have gone for a Robo or a Twilight Council, that the money that would have been investing there was invested into the Stargate and those Void Rays. It just was not worth it in the end. Did delay the rest of the tech, did delay everything else, and Homono took the win. Took to win that first game, but it's a best of 5 series here. This could still go either way. I want to believe. I do want to believe. So we're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have. Oh my god. I'm finally back to sneeze. Okay, we good. Okay. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Hyper 1, living in the land of Japan, leading the series 1-0. It is Hon Mono. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Taiwanese Protoss, the Blue Protoss, representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Nice. Here we go. Once again, the SCV rushing across the map, looking for an eBay block. And can we get it going again 2 games in a row? Sorry, I'm just dying. Suddenly I'm just being attacked by sneezes. But yeah, we're getting into this. We do have the eBay once again. Nice does not check the low ground. He does not see this, which means this eBay will get up to close to completing, which means Nice is going to be forced to expand elsewhere once again. And this is dangerous. On a map like Golden Aura, we don't want to take another expansion like this because the rush distance by ground is actually quite short. We're going for the triangular third, and Homono is going to deny it. Yeah, as the SCV is in position, delaying that base even further here, forcing Nice to expand elsewhere. Taking the linear third base here instead. And behind this, it's going to be a single gas opener into a factory. Factory is on the way. Same build. This is the same build as game 1 here in game 2. I say same build, same opener. Maybe that's a better way to put it, because last game this led into a 1-base all-in. This doesn't have to lead into a 1-base all-in 2 games in a row. This could just be factory into Cyclones into CC on the low ground. But there's that add-on swap, and again, Cyclones should be on the horizon. Once again, it's going to be a Stargate opener from Nice. And now this should not be Void Rays, this should be Oracles and Phoenixes. We mentioned this before in the Cristiano series about how ideally you do want to use these Skytoss units to defend, just because these 2 units are very maneuverable. And Cristiano did an amazing job defending. Remember, he had a Stage Strap in the main base, he had a shield battery here out on at the natural. And Cristiano was able to defend against the first wave. He just wasn't ready for the boys being pulled in the all-in. Like that's what killed Cristiano. Not the opener, but the follow-up. Meanwhile, the Adept commits to the Shade, which means we get extra vision, and the Adept does scout the natural base. Does scout the CC. Is aware. Homono is going to be pushing out. It's going to be raised. And we are getting into a very similar site. This is the build against Cristiano. It was on Hecate. It was, again, a Rax into Factory, into Expand, into 3 Rax setup. If you remember, against Cristiano, Homono did not throw down a starport. He built himself up, went up to, I think it was 2 tanks. It was 2 tanks, mass bio, pull the boys on 2 bases. Now, we'll see if we can go that far, or we'll see if we throw it down to starport. Like, we have options here for Homono. He can deviate. As the Adept is being as annoying as possible, delaying the expansion. Right under that CC, forcing the Cyclones back home. Delaying the push even further. Nice, he has one shield battery done. He has a second shield battery here as well. We do have defensive Void Rays. I do think this is a wise choice. Void Rays, they have their place in this matchup, and they're usually defensive. I mean, we can cheese and proxy them as we saw previously, but yeah, they're kind of like a good anchor point here to try to hold on to these bases. We'll see if we can pull it off. We have Cyclones getting ready to dive into the main. We have we have Hellions getting ready to dive into the main. We have Cyclones looking to distract the army here at the third. There we go, pulling that Void Ray a little bit further back. One Cyclone goes down, big pickoff. At the same time, here come those Hellions. They go, oh, they threaten the natural. They do not go into the main base. Adepts were in position. And nice, he holds beautifully. He doesn't lose anything. He lost one Adept earlier, but yeah, he holds on to his main. He protects his natural, doesn't lose any workers. A much cleaner defense this time from Nice. But behind this, we're still building ourselves up. Now, we do have an NG Bay on the way. This is going to be for +1. Stim is on the horizon as well. I imagine combat shields thereafter. Hellions are pushing out. And do we find a way in? We do not. We will retreat. But basically, what I'm looking for is a starport. If we don't see a starport soon, then this is going to be a 2-base all-in from Honmono. I have a hard time really saying that, though, because of the eBay. Like, the eBay gives us mixed signals. We should be starting +1, right? Otherwise, why throw it down? And if we're starting +1, that means we're going for a later push. And there it is. +1 has commenced. It's a ways away. We shouldn't be pushing without it, so... Starport? Medivacs? Oh my god, as the Hellions, they do find the way in. No shot! They get in, they scout the bay, and they will soon scout the fleet beacon? Question mark? Nice, where are we going? Where are you taking us? Let me out of the car. Are we rushing into a fast mothership? Meanwhile, upon seeing the fleet beacon, we're pushing out, we're pulling the boys. We are not hitting. This is why I was so confused. I'm like, why are we starting +1 if we're going for a 2-base all-in? I don't know, but +1 is on the way, and we are going for a 2-base all-in. Maybe reactively upon seeing the fleet beacon, Homono, he's like, mate, you're trying to take up against me? You're crazy. And you're not wrong. Nice is crazy. And here we go. We have pulled the trigger. We're going for a Tempest rush. Tempests are on the way. Tanks looking to lay siege on this army. Massive tank volley is going up on this army. Oh my god. The tanks are going ham. The ground army is crumbling. We can turn back around. We deal with the Phoenixes, and it looks like Homono has too much. There's one Colossus that comes out, but we can stim on top of it. The Colossus will go down and just barely. It survives. The shield battery barely keeps alive. It got so many swipes in. Oh my god. It goes down. Good target firing from the tanks. Tanks did focus down at that Colossus. The Tempest arrives. Can we hold? The mineral line is safe and sound. We haven't lost any workers. We lost 3 probes. The Void Ray cleans up the Marines. The Tempest arrives in time to clean up the tanks as well. And Nice holds with 2 units, with 1 Tempest and 1 Void Ray. And Homono lost everything. He lost how many SCVs? 15. He pulled the boys, lost 15 workers, and he was all in. His economy is non-existent. He's going double starport to react, to respond with Viking production. But Nice, he's looking good. I thought he was dead, and he almost did die. The saving grace here was the Colossus. That Colossus coming out, swiped and killed, I think, like over 10 Marines on its own. That one Colossus that was able to barely survive a little bit longer, cleaned up the Marine counts, and just like that, Nice, he's in the driver's seat. He's in this. Let's go. As Homono is going for a second push, but he's spotted by the Observer. Nice sees all. He knows all. He's in position. And here come the Tempest. Good scan there from Homono. Does shut down the Observer. Behind this, getting to quadruple Viking production. 4 Vikings at a time. We do need the Vikings. I mean, the Vikings are dual purpose. They can take down Tempest, Void Rays, and Colossus as well. So Viking's going to be ideal in this position. Meanwhile, +1 did kick in, by the way. Did happen. Oof. So do zone away those Phoenixes. To zone them away. And here we go. We're going for another push. The second 2-base all into the game. Unfortunately, we don't really have too many SCVs to pull this time, so the boys are going to stay at home, and we're moving out. We are committing. Homono still, yeah, just very much so. Has to trade with the army. Is taking a 3rd CC behind this on location. But is it going to be enough? We take down 2 of those adepts. Tempest do force Homono back. And we're throwing down 2 more Stargates. Stargates are finishing up. We have Phoenix Range on the way. Anion Pulse Crystals. Okay, we're going from Tempest into Phoenixes. Oof. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I don't think I'm fond of the Phoenix choice here, but we are committing. There we go. Homono trying to get in position. Those are some big swipes from the Colossus. Colossus swipes. Yeah, we do go ham here on the tanks. The Vikings trying to break through, trying to get on top of the Colossus as well. But we barely cannot. The final tank goes down. Only Marines and Vikings are left, and we just don't have any pushing power. Yeah, we have to retreat. There's no way to break this. There's no way to break this position. Homono does pull back, but he is getting his next base up and running. He's getting to a 3rd starport. 3rd starport is on the way. Meanwhile, big shout out to Jadolf in the chat. Thank you so much for resubscribing. 25 months. Over 2 years. Over 2 years of support. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you, Jadolf. I always appreciate it. Always appreciate it, Poppy. Hope you had a great stream. I was tuning in earlier. I saw you playing Bio for the first time on stream earlier today. Good job. I hope you're on the road to recovery, getting out of those nasty mech habits. Esther Jadolf. But much love. Thank you so much for the support. We always appreciate it. Always. As Homeowner, he's going to just back off here and turtle up on 3 bases. Meanwhile, Nias has been refining his army, getting into disruptor production. Disruptors are on the way. Phoenixes continuing to be produced. We have the Temple Archives for Storm, for Archons. Just getting a bit of everything. A bit of a kitchen. This is like an amalgamation of Protoss. This is... yeah. Colossus, Disruptor, Tempest, Phoenix. We have the Void... a Void Ray's in there as well. There's one Void Ray in the middle. Into Archons, High Temple. We're just getting every unit. Unironically, we're just getting a bit of everything. Go up with a massive amount of Vikings. They catch the Phoenixes. 2 Phoenixes go down. How many Vikings do we have? 16. 16 Vikings. Pull anti-air. We pull a couple of boys to repair, to throw down some bunkers, maybe throw down some turrets. To help support. There we go. Turrets are on the way. Well, I don't know if we have an answer to all these Vikings. We have to zone them away with the Archons. And here we go. Nova's going to be going off. Big connection there on the Marines. Another Nova. Takes down the tank. Marines are going down. The Vikings, they go ham with the Colossus, though. Every single Colossus goes down. We're down to 2 Tempests remaining. Barely any Phoenixes. What about the ground army? The Marines. The Marines are falling to the Zealots at the same time. Those Vikings, they can barely not break through the overcharge, keeping the Tempest alive. And Nice will win the fight. He's going for a big counterattack at the same time. Prism into the main base. We have Vikings to zone away the Prism. The Vikings, they can do everything. But they can't be everywhere at once. As they'll say, get into the mineral line. 7, 8 SCVs, 9 SCVs go down. The Vikings forced to land. Tempest just going ham here on this. And it looks like we have broken our opponent. GG gets called. Nice. We'll tie up the series 1-1. GG. GG. Well played. We have a series on our hands. We have a series. Nice. We'll tie it up. And we have a back and forth. We do have a back and forth here ready for us. I'm loving it. Remember, it's a best of 5. It is a best of 5. We have at least 2 more games ahead of us. At least 2 more, hopefully 3 more. As Nice does survive the 2-base all-in of Honmono, and the second 2-base all-in as well. Did survive both in a very unorthodox fashion. Rushing into a Fleet Beacon, rushing into Tempest. And it was barely enough to hold on. Did survive, and after he survived, he thrived. GG. See the chat. First time I ever played Bio. Glad you caught it, light on. Yeah, I'm glad I was there for it. The birth of a gamer. No longer a smoger. Let's go. Good to hear. Good to hear, Jadel. Good to hear. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just happy to see that it's a back and forth. You know, we're going back and forth here in this series. So love to see it. So we are loading into our next game. So we're going to be loading into Hard Lead for Game 3 to determine who takes the lead. Who will gain that edge? Will it be our Protoss from Taiwan or our Terran from Happon from Japan? Let's go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Hard Lead, we have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan, representing Team Hyper 1. It is Honmono. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle from the land of Taiwan. It is Nice. And hello, Mr. SCV. We are not going for an eBay block for the first time this series. No eBay block, instead looking like a proxy Rax. And here comes a second SCV. Okay, you have my attention. I thought it was going to be 1 Rax back at home and 1 Rax across the map, but no, it is going to be a proxy 2 Rax. Scratch that. Proxy 3 Rax. Oh boy. This is when we see like a 4th SCV move out. It's like, what? But it should be 3 Raxes here from Honmono. Should be 3 Rax Mass Marine as we are going gasless back at home. So just pure Marine here from Honmono. Bunkers alongside them as well. This is typically a TVZ all-in or TVZ cheese. You don't see this too often against Protoss. Oh, it's right next to the tuna. It's sparkling. Honmono's like, keep me safe, tuna. Keep aye, aye, aye. The Dongwon is real. Harnessing the power of real. We're going up to 4. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense, right? Like, this is very, like, a proxy 3x is very unorthodox against Protoss. May as well double down. This is an all-in. It's gonna be a proxy 4x from Honmono. Pure mass marine. Very committed, very all-in. It's all or nothing for Honmono, and Nice. Can we deal with this? Can we handle the most honorable of monorables? Oh boy. Marines are on the way. So far, Nice is unaware. All he knows is that he didn't get eBay blocked this time, so I'm sure he's feeling happy about that, but there's no Probe Scout. No Probe Scout here from Nice. Adept will soon be moving out, but he is in the dark as to what's going on. And Honmono is about to light up his world. Not in a good way. Aye, aye, aye. Going for a Stargate opener as well. This is ideal for Honmono, by the way. An Oracle or a Phoenix is not going to help too much at all against this. We need shield batteries. We need a gateway army. Oh boy. And here we go. The boys are being pulled. I said before, proxy 4x, for those wondering, is all in. It's just all in. The boys are being pulled to help reinforce. It's all or nothing. One way or another, the game will end. Honmono looking for the kill, and Nice has no idea until now. He gets in. He's like, hold up, where are you boys? What's going on? He retreats. We need to evacuate the natural. There's no chance. The Adept goes down. Adept does go down. We have to evacuate. We have to try defending the main base instead. The boys have to be pulled. We have a shield battery. We have an overcharge. Void raised all the way. That's not Toast's pylon. Uh-oh. And we're going for the pylon. No, the pylon is not going to go down. We have the overcharge. We do keep it alive, just barely. Probes are going down. The overcharge putting in a lot of work here. And the void ray will pop out, but we lose every single worker. 21 dead probes. And was this worth it? The Void Ray does pop out, but to what? Everyone else has died, everyone else has fallen. We focus on the pylon, overcharge runs out, and everything gets depowered. And with that, Honmono has done it. He has overwhelmed Nice. He's down to 2 units. We have 1 Void Ray and 1 Adept. That is all we have left. And now we're down to the 1 Void Ray. Behind this, Honmono, he has mining, I guess. He has 3 SCVs back at home. The Void Ray trying to kite against these Marines. But these SCVs, they can always just go back home. Yeah, we have mining. We do have mining going on. The battle of 9 Marines and 1 Void Ray. Can we somehow pull this off? Oh, the Void Ray taking some hull damage. No. Oh, yeah, that is damage that will not be repaired. No, as we do overextend in the Void Ray. That's all we have left. That's all we can do. We're on a bit of hopium. On a bit of copium. As the Void Ray should end up falling here. Oh god, the Void Ray falls. GG gets called, and Honmono will take a lead in this series. GG. GG, well played. Man with gun. The man with gun, a little bit too strong there in that scenario. And yeah, with that, Honmono does take a lead. 1 game away from becoming this week's champion. Nice. He needs to fight back here and now to tie up the series 2-2. Let's go. Hon macro time? No. No, not yet, Poppy. Not yet. Go. Let's see. We'll see how this all comes together. Honmono has to pull out a Cyclone build game 3. Oh, Frost, if only you knew what would come. I haven't seen Proxy 4X in forever. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. Been a long time. Not really a build you see too often here at this level. Just because how committed it is. How difficult it is to pull off. I'm just looking at chat's reaction. Is this late Wings of Liberty? What year is it, Pat? What year is it? Oh, is this where the copium comes in? Honmono, he's literally out macroing his opponent. It's hard macro. True. Not wrong. But yeah, again, you know, nice. He only had that 1 gateway to work with, the 1 Stargate as well. Very late scouts, didn't really recognize what was happening until it was too late, and things snowballed, escalated very quickly, snowballed out of control, and now we're getting into game number 4. Oh boy, it all could end here. It could all be over. So we are loading on in. To potentially the final game of the series. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner. In the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Starlight Twinkle. He needs to fight back here and now. He needs to fight back here and now to force that ace match. It is nice. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Hyper 1, living in the land of Japan, 1 game away from becoming the last Tuna Cup champion, the last sparkling tuna of 2023. It is Honmono. He's sparkling so much. Can he do it? Can he pull it off? What kind of cheese are we gonna go for? That's the real question here. You know, we've seen 1 base all-ins out of Honmono. We've seen 2 base all-ins. Against Christiana, we did see a 3 base saturation. We did see that. Even on Golden Aura against Nice in a way. Can we see Hon Macro? Is it possible? Will he reveal himself to us? Have we earned that right? Aye, aye, aye. I'm ready for it. As Nice is going to be going for a gate expand into the Cyber Core. Pretty standard opener, and this time we're probe scouting. This is something that we were lacking. Remember, to wind it back to the last game, Nice did not or was not able to probe scout. He chose not to. As a result, that's why he had a very late scout and a very late reaction as to what Homeowner was doing. This time, we're checking. We are checking. As the probe does confirm the CC on the low ground, a very economic opener. It's going to be a Rax expand here from Homeowner, the most standard opener that we've seen so far. The most standard opener that we've seen so far from Homeowner. Let's go. As for now, we're getting into our 3-1-1 setup. Okay, so Homeowner going for an economic standard opener here. Sorry, I was just messaging some people in the chat. Just messaging some people. But yeah, it's going to be going for that 3-1-1 setup here. I'm saying 1-1. I'm assuming we're going to make a starport. But for now, Marines are going to be stimming on forward, and they do catch a Stalker. Aye, aye, aye. Stalker goes out of depth as well. Good trades here from Homeowner. Behind this, we have our tech of choice. It's going to be Blink. So we have Nice getting into a Blink Stalker based opener. We have not just one, not just two, but 3 gateways here. It's going to be 3-gate Blink from our Protoss. Not the most aggressive build, not the most aggressive style here from Nice. It's a way to have a decent kind of unit, have a decent unit count here in the early game, and eventually expand and take that third. That's going to be what Nice does work up towards. And I kind of like Nice's position here. Again, he's going to have a lot of Stalkers, he's going to have Blink to work with as well. Even if Homeowner commits, Nice can meet the army in the center of the map. He can handle himself. He can deal with this. As we get ready for this, a big shout to Slyhug in the chat. Slyhug 2007. Hey, gracias, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing for the first time. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your emotes. Hope you enjoy your replay packs. We do send out replays to our subscribers on a pretty regular basis in our Discord server. So you can join our Discord. You can gain access to our replay chat channel, and yeah, you can gain access to replays from events like Sparkling Tuna Cup, like Grand Platypus Ocean, Tenacious Turtle Tussle, Kung Fu Cups as well, and many other events. So yeah, we do give out replays. Last week's Community Open, the OC King of the Hills, the House Open Cups, the Polish tournaments, plenty of replays. So that is available. Behind this, we are going to be delaying the third base. I assumed it was going to be a 3-gate Blink into a third, but it's 3-gate Blink into a faster Colossus. That is going to be a bay on the way. Nice is going to be pushing out, threatening that natural base. I still do not see a starport, which means Honmono is going to be pushing on 2 bases. We've seen this build before. This is the exact same build that he whipped out on Golden Aura. The Stalkers! Ooh, they're getting caught out. Blinks were a little bit too late there, and Homeowner, he's going to be committing. Again, there's no third CC, there's no starport. We're waiting for Stim, and then we're going to be pushing. We're going to be hitting B4 +1, and I believe we're going to be pulling some boys. Here we go. Again, this seems to be one of Homeowner's favorites. He did this against Cristiano and Nice earlier in this series. So a very committed attack. But again, as I mentioned before, I do like Nice's position here defensively. As he throws down 3 more gates, still not expanding. Nice, he's playing 2 base as well. 2 base versus 2 base. Let's go. Who flinches first? Who is the first to expand? I kind of want Nice to expand. Yeah, there we go. 3rd base is on the way. I do think he can get away with it. I do think he can survive and defend against this push. And the question becomes, as time goes on, the better this is going to be for the Protoss. We have Extend Thermal Lance on the way. We have Colossus production as well. We have to go. Oh, as we almost catch these Stalkers. There we go. The boys have arrived. It is a 2-base all-in from Honmono, as we have seen many times so far tonight. They're going to be repairing, and we're going to be pushing. But again, this time Nice, he has Blink Stalkers to kite back, to chip away at this army. We have one, soon to be two Colossus. We have a shield battery here at the natural. We may have to give up on the third base, but again, we have the overcharge at the natural as well. Here we go. Can Nice hold on? Can he survive? The pressure is on. We're going to be kiting all the way back here towards that natural base. The Immortal gets locked on, and it does get down. It does go down. Big swipes here from the Colossus. Oh my god, roasting up so many Marines. And again, we should cancel this base. Third base is canceled. Nice, waiting for a second Colossus. Again, very patient play from Nice, setting up a surround. Or even catching reinforcements. Speaking of, they're on the way. And Homeowner, a very mature decision he's backing up. He's not committing to the natural. Oh, those Stalkers, they do take some tank shots to the face, and we're diving. We're diving on forward. A good target firing here on the Colossus. We get one. One Colossus goes down. An overextension from Nice. He had held. He was doing so well. The Colossus, no. We have an overcharge. The Colossus barely does survive. But again, that was a big overextension from Nice. A little bit too confident. We have the scan. Observer goes down. Overcharge does save the Colossus in the end, but it just now runs out. And Honmono, he doesn't want to turn around. He wants to keep going. There it is. Third CC's on the way. Starport as well. Honmono is transitioning. Nice. Attempting to expand, and now we have a second Colossus. Again, we should be able to hold on to this third base, but it's going to be close. It is going to be close. So we dive on top of the tanks. One, two of them go down. Yeah, without the tanks, there's no backbone to this army. We're trying to dive on top of the Colossus. Can we get one? We do. Oh my god. We get one Colossus, but it's not going to be enough. And Nice, he barely holds on to his third base. Barely does swat this back. And now we need to take stock. Nice, he has 2 base saturation, 45 workers. Remember, Nice did prioritize these additional gateways. He got a delayed third base. He never really got it up and running. He was never able to set up shield batteries here. So Homemono, he's not in a bad position. He's got an even worker count, plus mules, plus a third base that is soon to be landed on location. Like, this is still anyone's game. Still pretty neck and neck. Pretty neck and neck here. As the Observer is going to be dipping into the main base. Gets eyes on all the production. Nice. He sees all. He knows all. I believe he saw the third. Oh, he hasn't seen the third CC, so he's working with incomplete information. He is moving out with his Stalkers as well as that Colossus drop. Oh my god. As the medevac is going to be focused on. Nice pick off there from Nice. See what I did there? Meanwhile, the Prism gets in. This is a very expensive Prism. We're coming in with the Colossus drop. We cannot afford to lose this. Oh my god. That Prism's so low. At the same time, we dive on top of the tank. And Nice, he's pulling Homemono apart. He gets 4 SCV kills, 5 SCVs, and a tank as well. It's very risky. Again, we're playing on a knife's edge right now. And there we go. Nice, he recalls. Thankfully. Thankfully, there was no Viking. We weren't able to punish that Prism. And here we go. This time we're pushing with Storm. Storm about to finish up. Nice, moving out with everything he has. How many High Templar? 6 High Templar. And each of them will soon have 1 Storm. So 6 Storms available. Oh, yeah. 6 Storms so far. 4 High Templar in the Prism. We have 2 High Templar on the ground. And there's 1 tank to defend. Remember, 1 tank was sniped earlier, so there's only 1 left. Only 1 left, and we can dive on this army. Focus down the tank. Big storms here on the Bio army, and the SCVs. They've pulled into the storms. Everything goes down. The Terran army melts. And Nice snowballs out of control. GG gets called. Nice ties up the series 2-2. We're going to the ace match. Let's go. all the way to game 5. It all comes down to this. It all comes down to the final game of this series. Let's go. Let us go. Oh boy, we have gone the distance here, and really this is all we wanted. This is all I wanted, at least. A game 5 between Honmono and Nice, as we are going all the way. Oh. As we hopefully make our way into the lobby. There we go. And game 5 is going to be on Alkione. Pretty large map. One of the larger maps in the map pool. Now, just because it's a large map doesn't mean we're going to get some macro play here. We could still see some all-ins. We could try to rush into the goal base. That's also a big possibility here for either player. The goal bases can be a big factor of this map. Here we go. I've only been playing 3 weeks. Oh, that's really cool to hear. I always find it really fascinating whenever someone comes in for the first time, or whenever someone's new to the game. I'm sure you're aware, I'm sure everyone listening is aware, but StarCraft is a very old game. It's been around for a very long time. I mean, in a way, there have been some newer iterations, right? Like Wings of Liberty was back in 2010. Then we had Heart of the Swarm, and then we had Legacy of the Void a couple of years after that as well. True, so, you know, it's not, you know, technically Legacy of the Void isn't as old as Wings of Liberty, but, you know, it's all been around for a very long time, and a lot of us have been around since the beginning as well. So always fascinating to see some newer players introduced to the StarCraft esport. I know we got a lot of new people watching during COVID. I know there was like a wave, like a surge of new viewers then, and yeah, really cool to hear whenever that does happen. Regardless, here we go, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alkione, we have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan, being forced into the ace match, into game 5, representing Team Hyper 1. It is Honmono. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Taiwanese Protoss, the blue Protoss, representing Starlight Twinkle, forcing the ace match, taking that last game. It is Nice. Huge shout out to Frost, who's been a huge help these last few weeks. Big shout out to Frost. As we do actually mine through these middle patches. We do threaten to take the gold. Don't quite go for it though. Okay, nice. You're teasing us, Bobby. You're teasing us. Frost is a long-time supporter of the channel and a good friend as well. Good friend. Big shout out to Frost. Every now and then, Frost also submits viewer replays, and we do cast her series whenever we can. Do cast some amazing Frost ladder games. I say amazing, you know, sometimes they make me want to, you know, leave. Sometimes the ladder games are a little bit smudged, but no, it's fine. We like it, Poppy. We like it. It's fine. Este Frost. As Nice is just going to be scouting, a little bit paranoid, did check the right and now the left-hand side before going across the map. So very, very vigilant scouting from Nice. Making sure that everything is on the up and up. Behind this, Honmono going for a Rax expand into a factory. Again, a very standard, very economic opener here from Honmono, but didn't go for a Reaper, is going Marine instead. Is going for the Marine instead. Interesting choice. As Nice is going to be sending his adepts across the map to just get some additional scouting information. Again, he already saw the timing of the CC. Is aware. And is going to be threatening a dive as well, just trying to get a read on what is going on. Alas, we don't know if there's a 3 Rax behind this or a 3-1-1, as we have seen. For the first time this series, a Rax expand into a 1-1-1. This is looking interesting. This could be, I'm curious if we go for if we go for an add-on swap into Banshees, or if we commit here to early tank production and go for a tank drop. No, we're going for Widow Mines with a tech lab. Okay. Honmono, you have my attention. Behind this, we have our... Oh, actually, we're going for a pretty interesting opener. This is a little bit inefficient. Nice is going for 3 gateways before... Or actually, sorry, a Robo Opener. Okay. A Robo Opener with 3 gateways. This should be leading into a Warp Prism. Yep, it is going to be a fast Disruptor even. I mean, this should be Colossus, but I wouldn't be opposed to a Disruptor drop-based opener, where we can throw down the Bay, we set up a Prism, we set up the Disruptor thereafter, and we can go for some drops. But no, we're just hyperfixated here on mass observers just to get some vision on the map. Never mind. So yeah, pretty defensive opener. So for those that are curious, kind of the variations that are at play, there's a lot going on actually. There's a lot going on right now that we have to get into. So one, the Robo Opener is very defensive. Why? Because there's no Blink, there's no Phoenixes. Twilight Council into Blink or Stargate into Phoenix production is very commonplace in this matchup to shut down drop play, to shut down Widowmine drops and gain map control and even contain your opponents and threaten the mineral lines of the opponent as well. That's why they're so common. A Robo-based opener is a lot more defensive because we lack map control. We aren't active on the map. We can't chase down these medevacs. That's the downside here. So we're going to be stuck at home. We can start earlier Immortal production. There's that Prism on the way, and we can... That's War Prism speed. This is looking like Disruptors. This is very unorthodox in PvT. Meanwhile, here comes that Mind Drop coming in. Very important here to scout more than anything. We're not really looking for damage. We're looking for scouting information. We do get eyes on the Bay. So we are aware of the Robo Opener, which means we know there's no Blink. We know that there's no Phoenixes. Drop comes in. Oh, God! Oof. 3 probes do go down. Pretty good damage for that mine and really good scouting information. So because that Homeowner, he knows he's pretty safe and sound back at home. He knows that there's no threat of like a Stalker dive into the main or Phoenixes into a mineral line. And it is not going to be Disruptors, but it's a Colossus drop. Nina, is that you? Oh my god, nice, doing his best Nina impression. Australia does this every now and then as well. So we're going for a Colossus drop across the map. Very risky, very risky. There's a lot of potential with this to deal damage, but a very risky maneuver here. Again, if this Prism goes down, then it can all be over. Now, Homeowner doesn't know this is coming. He saw the researching Robotics Bay. This is true, but he may have thought that it was just going to be fast extend thermal lance into Colossus production. As we are moving out, third base is on the way behind this. Homeowner going to be pushing here with 3 tanks. We have researched Interference Matrix, which means we have a disable available on this Raven. Homeowner is going to be pushing. Meanwhile, at the same time, Nice coming in on the right-hand side. Going straight for the main base, straight for the economy. We will delay the third, and we will force the army to turn back around. Good damage done here by Nice. Cleaning up 3 of those SCVs. Oh, can we get more? They're so juicy. 4 workers go down. We do clean up some of those Marines as well, but we have to back off. There is a Viking. We have to respect the Viking as well. As Nice will retreat. Again, did weave and did keep his Colossus alive. And we're pulling the boys. It's going to be a 2-base all in here from Homeowner. He canceled his third. The third base was canceled. We're doubling down. Nice is expanding. Nice. He believes his opponent is playing macro. Uh-oh. Big disable. But does miss it. He was hoping to disable the Prism before the Colossus got in. To lock it outside. We're steaming on forward. Big force fields. We slow down the army. And the disable did run out. But we have another. Disable available. Nice has to be very careful. As Honmono is slowly pushing forward. +1 is about to kick in. The tanks are getting within range. Oh! As close as they come in first round, we do disable one of them, and the other gets forced back as well. The tank's getting massive volleys off here on the Colossus. It will go down. Big tank shots. But we have reinforcements. The Zealots, they do close it in, so they get on top of the tanks, but is there enough? It looks like there may just barely not be enough. Honmono, he cleans up the Zealots. He's diving on forward into the Immortal as well. We may have lost 14 SCVs, but it doesn't matter because we have broken the army. And Honmono, has he done it? We have another warp in. We still have that Colossus. And it does recall back home. Is it enough though? The tanks. Oh, they're trying to focus down the Colossus. We can barely get on top of it. Prism goes down. But so do the tanks, and we clean up the Bio Army. Just barely. We just barely cleaned it up. We force back Honmono, and nice, he gets away with his third. Remember, Honmono canceled his third base. Like, he was committed. He was all in. He pulled the boys. Now, nice, he's ahead in workers. But his army was also reset. He only survived with one Colossus, just barely. I do want to give the edge to Nice, but if Nice is too greedy, if Nice probes up too much, if he techs up too much, then Honmono could kill him. Because I don't know if Honmono is going to invest into a third base. I'm not confident saying that. It's Honmono. Again, Nice did an amazing job at slowing down the army. Observer rocks up. Checking the main, we're looking for the third CC. We're looking for that command center, and yeah, we do recognize that it's not there. Nowhere to be found. Nice, now has a better idea of what's been going on. Behind this, building up his Archon count. Blink is on the way, charges on, Disruptor production has begun. Very important here. Meanwhile, Honmono is getting ready for a second all-in, a second wave, this time with Liberators. And without Blink Stalkers, these Libs can be, I mean, they can end the game. Here comes a move that is spotted by the Observer. At the same time, Nice coming in for a backstab. The problem here is that Nice, he is going to be spending supply across the map to force the all-in, but he's already all-in. Like, Zealots, they do get dropped in. SCVs are going down. But Honmono, he doesn't care about his workers back at home. He cares about his workers here on the front lines. Raven is out. We have a disable. Oh, the first Lib goes down. Bit of an overextension from Honmono, losing his first Liberator already. But good snipe there from the Vikings. They take down the Colossus. 21 SCVs have gone down across the map, but we're all in. Show us the Nova. Again, it's on cooldown. Overcharge is popped. Is forced out. These Liberators are going ham. Oh my god, the liberation, the freedom. There's just too much freedom. Nova goes off. The splits are too good. The Nova does not connect. And Honmono has done it. The first all-in failed, which is why the second succeeded. Again, Nice was ready for this. He fully saturated his third base. He went for the drop across the map, but he had to focus on his defense. He had to focus on his main army, and alas, wasn't able to keep up. Honmono, he breaks the natural. Blink is done, but too little too late. Nice, he's trying to go for the base trade. Oh. Oh god, a bit of an overextension. But can we pull this off? Can we snipe all these buildings? The orbitals, they're floating away. The orbitals are floating. We're going to be able to shut down one of them, but the other is escaping. Nova's going to be going off. And can we come across this CC? The orbital. We have to deny it. Oh, it's getting away. It's getting away over to the other side of the map. These Raxes are floating away as well. Can Nice pull this off? Novas, they will connect. They only graze the tank. They do not kill it. And you can see Honmono slowly encroaching upon the main base here of Nice, gaining ground. We can recall here to the safety of the expansion of the third. The recall, but we just stim on forward. We dive on top of the army, focus down so many disruptors. And what survives? One Stalker. One Stalker survived. Nice lost everything else. Again, a good dive from Honmono. Now, he starts a Gateway army, but again, in that recall, Nice, he lost his Immortal and his Disruptors. Only a Gateway army left. Honmono is just floating to the edge of the map. Nice, he wants to try to catch this army if possible.
Base is under attack.
Let's find an SCV. He's trying to get on top of these tanks as well. He doesn't quite get them though. Okay, nice. He's got 7 Stalkers and 12 Zealots. Yes, we cover the Prism. A big overextension. The Prism is going to be going down. Oh my god. He's crazy. And Honmono, yeah, he's just snowballing out of control. He has double the army supply. He dives onto the last mining base, last bastion of hope here of Nice. The boys are being pulled. The Zealots as well. It's all or nothing. We do burn through 2 of those tanks, but there's just too much on the ground. Too much man with gun, and Honmono has done it. Who needs a third base? Not Honmono. GG gets called, and Hon Mono will take the series 3-2, becoming our final Sparkling Tuna Cup champion of 2023. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Hon Mono here for taking it all, winning it all, and being our final champion of the year. GG. GG, well played. Much love here. Much love to Hon Mono. Oh, we do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. And yeah, Hon Mono, he did make it all the way. Big shout out to Nice though. Nice, he made a series out of this. You know, you don't have a good finals and a good champion without a good opponent, without a good nemesis here. And yeah, shout out to Nice. You know, he may not have taken the series, but did make Hon Mono work for it, did fight back, did force the ace match, and allowed for a beautiful finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to our two players for making it this far, for getting into the money, and for walking away with that prize pool. Again, if you want to support this tournament, there's !Matcherino. There's a command for Matcherino. There's a command for Patreon as well. So you can, of course, get into that. And yeah, thank you so much. Thanks so much for everything here, for supporting us for an entire year of Tuna Cups. GG. GG, well played. With that, we are going to be finishing up and wrapping up with our first broadcast, but we have a second broadcast that is going to be starting up. And up next, we have the Euro Cup. Remember, we casted Euro Cup yesterday. We casted most of Euro Cup yesterday, but we still have the semifinals and the finals to go. And yeah, we're going to be heading over to the European server, and we're going to be setting everything up. It's going to take us a little bit, but we're going to be setting everything up here for our next tournament. But again, big shout out to Hon Mono, and Nice. Hope everyone enjoyed the Sparkling Tuna Cup, the final one of the year. It's going to be returning in some form next year. I do promise you that. Don't worry. We're going to be coming back in 2024 with some more Tuna Cup action. It's going to be amazing, going to be beautiful. But otherwise, thank you. Thanks so much. I'm going to be restarting the stream. I'm going to be turning the stream off and coming back online in 2 minutes with hopefully some fresh overlays and setting up for our next cast. Again, the Euro Cup finals, it's going to be... Who are our players? Let me just quickly double check. It's going to be Wayne versus Akedon and Shameless versus Art. In the Euro Cup. Best of fives. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Hope everyone had a great time. And again, we're going to be heading off. The stream is going to be going down for only a couple of minutes, and then we're going to be coming back with our next tournament, with our next broadcast, the Euro Cup. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hasta luego. Bye.